The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. It is Wednesday, April 21st, 4/21, random drug test day in a lot of places. This show will begin immediately following this beat drop. Shout out to Twine for that. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. I hope you had a great Tuesday, April 20th, also known as 420. We had snow in Indiana. This is the most snow that has happened here since 1897, this late into April. I had no idea that they had been keeping track of this type of shit since 1897. Now, although it was very alarming, and I was hoping that the sun would come, and I had been dancing on the grave of that stupid groundhog over there in Pennsylvania, saying that he was wrong again. Let's get rid of him. Seems like he was right. He said 6 more weeks of winter. Here we are, past 6 weeks at least from that moment where he popped his dumb little head out of that hole and went down inside of it, and a full blizzard hit here in the middle of Indiana. We hope, I've seen it in Pittsburgh as well and other places. Aside from that, I hope everybody had a great April 20th. Now, also happened yesterday was a rather large ordeal for the state of our country. Derek Chauvin, the officer that killed George Floyd, was convicted guilty on all of his charges. And for me, this is a sports show. I'm a sports stooge. When I got home and I realized that there was a large amount of people in this country that thought there was a chance that this guy was going to be able to get off of all these charges, I have no idea how that would have been possible. I think that was very ignorant of me for the state of the world that we're in. And hopefully we'll just continue to get better and better in this country because we're all in this goddamn thing together. I think Derek Chauvin, his murder of George Floyd helped us all realize that. Then obviously everything got conflicted and changed again because that's what happens in the world. But we're all in this damn thing together. And the fact that people are surprised that he was convicted guilty on all those charges, I think that is the biggest thing for me. Is I thought that was one of the most obvious things of all time. But once again, sports stooge, let's continue to get better. Let's continue to grow as a community, and let's continue to come together because we're all in this damn thing together. Yeah. Now, moving forward, at Boston Connor and Ty Schmidt are back in the room. There are some news stories floating around on this particular day about the sports world. Connor, it is alleged that in 2018, after the 2017 season when Tom Brady won an MVP, that there was quite a controversy behind closed doors with the New England Patriots. It was Jimmy G or was it Tom Brady? Allegedly now, Seth Wickersham is coming out, longtime ESPN writer, a man who wrote a book, I believe, about the Patriots and everything. I assume he's from the area with how invested he seems to be in this whole thing. He said that Bill Belichick was going to quit. Yeah. He was going to leave the New England Patriots because they wanted to keep Tom Brady instead of Jimmy G. He was going to go coach elsewhere. He had called other teams. This is a report via Seth Wickersham, via at Dove Kleiman, via a conversation with a guy named Jackson. Okay, so that is connect the dots. That is how we got this whole thing. That is how this all came to be. He said that there was actual conversations between him, the Giants, Washington, and the Miami Dolphins. If he was to go coach at the Miami Dolphins within the division, it is massive. Bill Belichick, fuck you, right back to New England. Yeah. I had no idea it was that ugly behind the scenes. Now, as more and more rolls out, you know, the Johnny Foxborough comments from Giselle, who is now an investor in or sitting on the board of a sports gambling. Congrats to her. By the way, congrats. Congrats to Giselle. That's a big move. But I guess behind the scenes, this was very ugly. So much so Bill was ready to pack it up and go somewhere else. Is this a little disheartening for maybe the Patriots fans that had no idea how ugly it was behind doors. After this great dynasty had its run, it got nasty. Everybody's been professional publicly, but these little stories that are dropping out there, this has to be a little heartbreaking, isn't it?
It is a little heartbreaking, absolutely. But to me, it's even more impressive. I mean, shit, they had this conversation and then put their swords away and then went on to win the Super Bowl the next year. Are you kidding me? I don't think any other team, any other coach would be able to deal with that whole, hey, I fucking hate you, but hey, let's go win the goddamn Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was
for the head coach and the quarterback. Neither of us want to work with each other, but we're just going to prove who is worth more. They go win a Super Bowl. Oh, wow. A spite Super Bowl is a part of this dynasty now. That's unbelievable.
Especially because it was the last one. But, I mean, we always talk about, would you rather have, like, the franchise head coach? Would you rather have the franchise quarterback? It's so hard to judge, especially with Brady on his back year.
GM, too.
GM as well, exactly. And how many times have we seen, like, how many Jets quarterbacks there's been, how many Jets head coaches there have been, GMs in the past 20 years. So for me, I mean, I'm glad we held on to Bill Belichick. Don't get me wrong. I'm all about it. Really? There was no chance Tom was going to do anything better with that team last year. It was a bad team. Okay. But with that being said,
Tom probably, new head coach, new GM. He probably brings Gronk back, by the way.
Bingo.
Probably gets, Antonio Brown. By the way, Antonio Brown has settled with his accuser in the civil lawsuit that happened a couple years ago. Now that is settled off the field, people are expecting Antonio Brown's market to maybe open up a little bit. He is currently a free agent after winning a Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I have no idea what happened behind closed doors. Seems like they're both happy with moving forward and moving past this. So happy that happened. But now Antonio Brown potentially is going to go somewhere because a lot of NFL teams were alleging that until that was settled, we are not bringing him in the building. Yeah. So now that is figured out here after this has been a long time, by the way. Mm-hmm. Long time. So I don't know how it all panned out or whatever, but now he's past there. He's probably going back. But if Tom's there with a new head coach and new GM, you assume there's a lot of people. Ndamukong Suh probably comes up there.
Sure.
I mean, that roster's probably not the exact same as what it was last year. So who knows if Tom would have been able to win, but it is going to be difficult.
It would have been cool to see the first ever, quarterback, head coach, GM playing, with Tom up in New England, but he would have had to, cut his salary down to $5 million, his playing salary, make his head coaching salary $5 million, make his GM salary $5 million, and then all of a sudden, then he can go and get all these guys.
Oh, because you guys had no money.
We had no money.
So Tom would have been stuck out there on a ship that was sinking.
In the cold weather. I'm just glad Tom got to go be Tom,
It sounds like there's going to be a lot of these stories that are going to leak out.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the Russell Wilson, Pete Carroll stories, whenever they were having their little tiff. Imagine how many, he was storming out of meetings. Yeah. He was, his team was making statements. There was other people, there was a lot of that type of stuff happening. And they're back together, by the way.
Yep.
And I assume they're going to be better than ever. Yep. Sometimes might win a spite Super Bowl.
They could.
Just like the New England Patriots did whenever Tom and Bill were getting after it. But if he would have went to Miami, Bill would have went down to Miami. Oh, my God. Now, who knows what quarterback was on that team, how that roster was in that year or whatever. But, man, that would be beautiful for him to get a chance to play there. Now, hey, there's some news coming out about Aaron Rodgers as well, Ty. Mm-hmm. Boosted the ratings of Jeopardy.
I mean, we knew.
We knew.
Yeah. There was never a doubt.
Up 5 points.
And the only reason I think the only one he didn't eclipse was like one of the
Ken Jennings.
Yeah, Ken Jennings, which was the first one, right? And people tuning in just to see what it was going to be like after Trebek. I'll be very interested to see these other people who aren't really connected to the Jeopardy universe if they move the needle like Rodgers does.
Hey, Anderson's not bad, by the way.
Yeah.
Anderson Cooper's not bad. I've been watching. I've been listening. He's not bad. I thought it would be, whenever you are a show host, especially political, you got to project a lot. Right? Yep. So you got to project a lot. And I don't know a lot of Anderson Cooper's work. I stay out of that world. But you got to project a lot. The ability to dial it back, I think Anderson's done well. Everybody wants LeVar Burton, though. I mean, Joe Buck's going to get a go. Yep. Joe Buck's going to get a go.
Here we go.
Everybody wants LeVar Burton. If they don't let LeVar Burton get a 2-week run, I think Jeopardy's making a massive mistake at this point.
Yeah, they definitely need to do that. Do you think there's any chance, because there hasn't been the type of social media outcry from anyone else, do you think there's any chance before the start of the football season that they maybe bring Rodgers back for another two-week run? Like, hey, you've
earned a second pro day.
Exactly.
Hey, we're going to need another pro day out of you. Okay, this particular time, we're going to have a celebrity Jeopardy version. We're going to have a Champions Jeopardy version. See how you handle all these different things. A couple off-balance throws for you to do this whole thing.
Right.
Maybe they will do that, and maybe they'll have others do that as well. So the world will just get the judge, kind of like what's happening here with Justin Fields, Mac Jones, and Trey Lance.
Because Raj would do it at a drop of a hat, and like he would go, and I think if we know anything about Raj, him getting another opportunity, a second
Even
season,
better.
if you will, he's going to be 100 times better. And it just, I don't know. I don't know what they're waiting for. I get having all these other people in here. Hey, let's, get as many guest hosts as we can. It's a clear-cut decision. Raj is the guy.
Okay, now, I think the PR team, and Zito does this every once in a while. Zito does this on this show, and I don't appreciate it. I think the PR team set Joe Buck up for failure.
I think so too.
Oh, no, we said it.
Yeah, listen,
It's
Zito,
happening. It's happening.
Joe Buck got set up for failure with the way they rolled out the announcement of him doing the guest hosting thing. Joe Buck will be a guest host in an attempt to earn the permanent job or something. They never said that with any other guest host.
No, they didn't.
They set Joe Buck up for fucking failure.
They really did.
Because they already knew that the LeVar Burton trend was happening nightly almost. At this.
Yep.
The Aaron Rodgers thing was going. And then the PR team's like, what should we do to Joe Buck? Oh, we should fucking kill him. How do we kill him? We should say that he's the only one that's getting an opportunity to be the permanent job. Even though I assume that's everybody is getting a chance to do that. They are evaluating for the permanent job. I just want to let everybody know, I think this was unfair to Joe. But I assume Joe's going to be good at this, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Joe's a good host. Now, a lot of people, don't necessarily agree with that on the internet because they think Joe hates their team or whatever.
Yep.
But Joe got set up for failure right there. And I don't think Joe should appreciate it. I don't appreciate it.
And whether he likes it or not, whether he knocks it out of the park or not, you just assume
He already lost.
Exactly. And people are, even if he's incredible, people are going, oh, Joe Buck fucking stinks. Get him off here.
The only guy that was given the permanent job. Oh, that's how everybody's going to feel. The PR murdered Joe Buck.
They did.
I don't even know if they. As soon as I saw the headline, I'm like, what, Joe? Whose people released that? There's no reason Joe Buck should have been set up for failure like that.
You think he just
the chat's amazing right now, by the way. I love this.
Like, you think he's like, hey, let's release this ads to make people hate me even more. How do we do it?
There's no way, because Joe has come on this show, given us great interviews, great conversations, and I think he's talked to about the fact how he's tried to stay away from it for a while, and then now he's trying to kind of learn about it, because I assume he's a very cool dude. I would assume hanging out with Joe Buck, he's a very cool dude. We've only got to do it in spurts, but man, he's called every big moment. Yeah. So in those big moments, there's a lot of eyes on you. There's a lot of passionate, loyal people. And for whatever reason, I guess some on the internet have turned on him. I don't think it's fair that they use that against Joe, basically, with the releasing of him becoming for the permanent job. It's like they didn't say that about anybody else. Aaron came out and said, I would love to do the job perfectly.
Yeah.
And it's like, cool, okay. Aaron, all right, this is how Aaron feels. That's awesome. But them basically saying that nobody else we've really looked at, but Joe, we are looked at. It's just fucking so rude to Joe Buck.
Yeah, and I can just see it now. After his first episode, if he slips up even just a little bit, this is the guy you want to do it full time.
LeVar Burton didn't get an opportunity. Aaron Rodgers does it great. This is the guy. It's just, they set him up for failure. They absolutely set him up for failure.
And the first champion for Joe Buck. I mean, that guy's set up for failure too, because if he wins and goes on a little bit of a run, it's like, well, Joe Buck loves the goddamn guy, hates everybody else. That's the only reason he's winning.
Let's get some phone calls, shall we? 1-888-MAD-DOG-6. A lot of other things going on. Allegedly, the Panthers had conversations with teams about trading back in the draft. So the Panthers get Sam Darnold. Okay, they bring him in. They allow Teddy to seek trade options. People are thinking that he's going to get traded on draft night. A lot of people are thinking, especially since the Carolina Panthers have allegedly had conversations with other teams about trading back. Maybe there'll be, who knows how this is going to, maybe they'll get active. But at 8, they still might be able to get a very, very, very good player.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Devontae Smith, if he's still number 1 wide receiver overall. Maybe a tackle, an offensive lineman, maybe something like that. So I assume they're going to have to play it out and see how the entire, because none of us know what the fuck's going to happen, by the way.
Nope.
Draft Spectacular, April 29th, by the way, live right here. Big guests coming on.
Yeah.
Huge guests.
People that we've never had on the show before.
Oh, wow. First time.
Love that.
Yeah, me too. Big people we've never had on the show before.
I'm very excited for it.
But anything could happen.
Yeah.
Literally anything could happen. So I would assume they're having conversations with teams because that's what every team does. And all these news stories are just a bunch of bullshit. Speaking of another potential bullshit story, Taysom Hill is strictly training as a quarterback this offseason.
Whoa. Uh-oh.
Taysom Hill used to train as ATH, as UTI.
Yep.
Not urinary tract infection.
Utility.
Drink cranberry juice.
Clean it out. From what I've been told.
Yep.
But yeah, utility. Jack of all trades, master of none. That's how he trained. He would run, he'd do agility, he'd do tackling drills, he'd do catching drills, he'd do throwing drills. He would split his time. That's why a lot of people think it is impossible to play numerous positions because in the NFL, everybody's great. You have to have a focus on one position so that you can remain among the greats. So the fact that Taysom has been able to basically cross-train his entire body to be able. Those were big-time shoes back in the day. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, get these cross-trainers.
The cross-trainers, you bet.
I was thinking of the shoes that were being promoted there. But the ability to be able to cross-train and do all this shit is impressive. And that's something I have not talked about. Anybody has really talked about the fact that he's been able to be ready for and had his body ready for all these positions. But I think that did show a little bit when he played quarterback. There was obviously some things that weren't as dialed in as thing because he's also playing running back, wide receiver, tight end, special teams, potentially safety, linebacker, outside linebacker, whatever he's potentially else doing. Now that he's fully focusing. Okay, and he just signed a 4-year, $160 million deal.
Yeah.
All years voidable.
Right.
Now that he's fully training at quarterback, we all assume that this was your team.
Yeah.
To Jameis Winston. And Jameis has said, I'm outworking everybody. Just yesterday, he's giving a speech. Maybe Taysom Hill, his conversation with Sean Payton was like, hey, you're the quarterback. Jameis is going to be the backup. Jameis already knows the offense. One more year, we'll do it. Is that what Taysom's thinking? Because why would you take away from the success you have had mightily, which is being this freak athlete, and just go focus on quarterback if you weren't told that you potentially are going to be the quarterback of the New Orleans Saints?
Yeah, they'd have to at least have a lot of confidence that he's going to be the one to get the job done because it was very apparent last year when he was playing quarterback that their offense missed him in like the gadget role, like he especially in the red zone, third downs, like. And it is interesting that this comes out a day after. Like, you think he would have seen that and be like, well, shit, I can't outwork Jameis, so why am I even trying to play quarterback? He's outworking everybody.
Even Dak.
Dak, whose leg almost got ripped off last year. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Do you think there's any way that he actually is? Like, did Sean Payton see enough in, like, the 3 starts he had last year where he's like, yeah, you're our guy for sure?
He had 4 starts, I think, and in his third game, he played very well. The third game, he looked like an actual NFL quarterback. There was timing, and I hear these quarterback gurus, right off he's playing, there's no hitch. He's just coming out, timing, throwing to spots and everything like that. The other games, he looked a little bit nervous almost because in the NFL, if somebody's got 2 inches, they're open.
That's right.
So it's a much different window in the NFL for quarterbacks than it is in college. Tua's going through this right now, allegedly down in Miami, where nobody will look open, so he's not going to throw. He's not careless with the ball. He's almost too careful with it, thinking that he can't make the throw for whatever reason, or the person isn't open, whatever the case. So I think Taysom had that issue as well, where he was looking, and he didn't think somebody was open or didn't have enough confidence to just throw it when the person was looking. And then in that third game, he was on rhythm. It looked like he was making some throws, and then the next week he kind of dropped back again. So I would assume that he has the ability to learn that, and Sean Payton must think like, okay, there's at least potential or a ceiling here for you to learn that. But with Jameis coming back with LASIK, he's able to see now.
Yeah. Yes.
And he's outworking everybody. Or do we got a quarterback competition down there in New Orleans? And if so, that is going to be one that's going to be talked about a lot during training camp.
Well, and it was weird too because last year, like if you were watching it, Alvin Kamara basically just like vanished from those games that he started, and he is arguably their most important piece, like their most explosive weapon, one of the best players in the NFL. So it like. I don't know. I mean, if he's starting, does it take Kamara out of the offense, or is he getting like a less of a load where he's the kind of guy who needs 25 to 30 touches a game?
Who reported this? Do we know who reported the Taysom Hill thing?
Right here.
Nick Underhill. Shout out Nick _Underhill. I assume he is one of the whites on the internet that has been told he looks like me and has probably tweeted me because the internet does that a lot.
You do get that a lot.
A lot.
Unfairly to add.
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, there's a few that's like, hey, buddy, come on. You got to tell.
My wife has gotten very upset about a couple of them. My wife has been like, Pat, please don't believe that particular one. I'm like, you got it. But I guess I'm basic white stooge for a lot of particular whites on the internet that I think there's a lot of reaching. You know, I think there's a lot of reaching for some people that are saying they look like me or whatever. But Nick Underhill, handsome guy, I hope they say that. I would be honored to look like you, Nick. But that is his story there.
If you have to clarify by like, hey, Pat, if I lost these 8 chins that I got, I'd look just like you. It's like, well, okay.
And you don't.
That happens. I have those as well sometimes, depending upon when I'm going to be on TV or not.
If I grew 4 feet, I'd look just like Sean Bradley, you know?
Oh, my God, you would.
Yeah, exactly. See, you're starting to see it a little bit.
Yeah,
Doesn't really work that way.
Hey, intermittent fasting works, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, if you just don't eat.
I tried it yesterday. So bad. You know, I ate something as soon as I woke up this morning. I'm out on it.
How many hours did you do?
I did like the 3 to 8. That's what I tried.
Okay, so I do 3 to 8 now. It's kind of drifting, obviously, into like 4 to 8 because the after hours show, which today will have big trick energy about it.
Oh, come on. Yes. Come on. The magic guys?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Listen.
These guys are electric.
Did we get the pilot yet?
We did. I did not watch it.
Damn.
Oh,
I did not watch it. Zito, you saw it?
I saw it,
I
yeah.
saw the first two maybe minutes or so.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to save it for Thursday night, 10:30.
Yeah. Smart.
I can't wait to talk to him 3 o'clock after hours on YouTube. But normally that show runs till 3:30 at least, 3:45, 4 o'clock or whatever. So my intermittent fasting has dropped down to like 4 to like 7:30 at this point.
Yeah.
And I'm having like 2 different meals in it. Last night I had some boneless wings, which is also chicken nuggets. We've been calling that for a long time, by the way. Saw the internet heat up without that. Welcome aboard. I've been pissed off about it for a long time as well because I respect chicken nuggets. But I had some last night. 3 a.m. this morning, felt like I ate like a Carolina Reaper pepper.
Oh, jeez.
I guess when you intermittent fast there, if you do put some shit in there that's a little bit aggressive, like probably the deep fry that came from the chicken nugget with the buffalo sauce on top of it, it is much more likely to make contact with because there's no longer anything really in my stomach. So it went in there and it full Royal Rumble in there. And I'll tell you who got tossed out first. It was a liquid son of a bitch. I mean, it was 3 a.m. The dog, Valerie, she sleeps at the foot of our bed or whatever. And the bathroom is obviously a little bit off the bedroom there. And you have to be quiet because Sam's still sleeping, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm not naturally a quiet person, okay? My ankles crack when I walk. I mean, it is very loud. We have like the fake wood floor, whatever laminate. Yeah, laminate. Yeah. So like when I walk on it, I mean, it's going to make noise and I'm a little heavier. So it's like a boom, you know what I mean? And it's 3 a.m. There's no lights. So so I was trying to be very quiet. I felt like I did a good job. I get in there. Vesuvius pops off.
Oh, man.
Okay? I hear Valerie jump up. She comes walking over, and I can hear her claws on the laminate. She just stares at me like, motherfucker, what is going on?
What is that
What
smell?
is going on in here? And then I feel like she did catch a canary whiff of the gas, and she turned right back around, walked right back to her bed. I was like, get me out of here. I was in there. It was a 3-round, 4-round bout, too.
Been there.
Damn.
I mean, it was every single one until about 4:15ish this morning or whatever. Sam woke up. Yeah. I believe it was both nose and ears that got
Did you
her.
lose feeling your feet?
Huh?
Did you lose feeling your feet?
No, I stood up in between.
That's
nice.
Because I was trying to work it as much as I could.
Oh,
So
the squats
I was
to get
trying
out
to
of
work
you.
it because I wanted it to end because I could feel it, like
Just
burning
bubbling down there.
When I ate the Reaper, I felt that thing go throughout my entire body, and when it didn't have like like when it made contact with something, whether it was the esophagus or the
Small intestine.
whatever, I could feel it moving throughout the thing, and then it would like kind of get tucked back in the pizza or sandwich that I had eaten earlier, and then it would potentially bounce back out, and I would, oh my God. And I could feel it like as it was moving through my body. This thing I could feel, so I had to like do some, like 3:30 a.m. I'm doing like,
Calisthenics.
get out of me, I'm sweating, I just feel absolutely terrible. I look outside, it's full of snow, and I'm like, what the fuck is my life right now? But I just want to let you know the intermittent fasting does work, and it turns out if you just don't eat, things do happen to your body. That's crazy.
I mean, I'm going to keep giving it a try, but are you still sleeping on the twin bed there?
Yeah.
Or that's still a thing?
Yeah, I still think you can't get. We had to wait 8 weeks to get that mattress.
Yeah.
Okay, so another one now. Got to wait another.
Yeah,
Oh,
true.
geez.
You know what I mean? Like this
Okay.
is we're just in the waiting game now.
So you have officially moved on. This thing's dead.
I
or-
have.
Okay.
I have.
You have. Right. Okay. All right. Well.
Samantha loves it.
Okay.
Okay, so I enjoyed the last bed though. Right? She didn't love it as much. So right now it's kind of like we're battling. I'm battling through. Okay, I'm sleeping on this blow up mattress that would be found in a tent. On a ground anywhere, you know what I mean? That's basically a twin size, like you said. I feel like I'm potentially going to fall off a cliff every single night if I just so happen to move off center just a little bit because there's no hard edge.
Yeah.
You know, so you need a hard edge in life and in a bed.
Yep.
You need at least some sort of something because if I get off center just a little bit, that entire edge is going down. And guess what? I have rolled off.
Yeah.
I have had to land on my feet like a spider 2 a.m. after potentially moving over to one side.
Should we build safety rails for you?
Well, but then that's not really comfortable. I think you got to get, I don't know how it's, I don't know how it's going to happen. I'm just battling through.
Roller coaster.
Happy wife, happy life. But yeah, I'm still in it. Thanks for bringing it up. There is a couple cool things to it.
Yeah.
Like lifting up a little bit. I do appreciate that. Now you could just get like 6
Couple
pillows,
pillows.
I guess, to do the same thing. But it is pretty nice. She gets a chance. It warms up her whole side.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's
nice.
So
sweet.
she loves that. She runs very cold on a regular basis. The coldest person I think I've ever been around in my entire life. So I'm happy that helps her out. But there has to be other mattresses is what I've been saying. And until we find that, we'll order it. And then when we do, that'll take us 4 or 5 months to get.
Oh, okay, so you're shopping for a full one. I figured you'd just be shopping for a twin for your size.
Oh, a good twin over
yeah,
there.
and then she gets to keep hers. You're just shopping for a twin just for you.
Brilliant.
then you don't have to go through this whole song and dance again.
Man, look and I'll still be able to lift.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
you can
Because I'm
still
on
do
the
it.
thing.
Yeah.
I won't have the sleep IQ thing, which is a fucking joke. That's a lie. That thing knows
So
nothing
you're
about
going
me.
to extend your bed, your side.
I can even make it a little bit bigger so it goes all the way over so there isn't the hole.
Yeah, it's got that crack, right?
Yeah, got a
You
big
might
crack.
even be able to get a full, not a twin.
I have fallen into crack, by the way, if you are wondering, half body in there, like wake up, like her, because her side's up a little bit.
Yeah.
So my face is like resting on the up. For those that don't know, we've been talking for 6 minutes here, and this is, if you don't know, they're probably a tough conversation. My wife and I got the air mattress thing that has the 2 sides on it that looks really good, and each side lifts up, and you can lift the feet up and everything like that. And that sounds good in theory, and it is good in theory. But there's a big hole in the middle of the goddamn bed now. Dogs can't lay in there, okay, because they get their paws trapped or whatever. I fall in there. It feels as if I'm going to fall off both sides because it's basically a twin mattress. She obviously much smaller than I am, so she feels like she's swimming over there. You know, and I think she loves it. But for me, it has been a battle. Getting a full-size bed in that son of a bitch, though.
Yeah.
Hey,
Then
that's a good idea.
here we go. And if it doesn't work with the little crack in the middle, then you just get one of those big body pillows, maybe. You know, cut a hole in the side of the mattress,
Shove
slide
it.
that in there.
Insert in, yeah.
Then you got no problem. There's no
That's such a
canyon.
good idea. I fucking... good for you, pal.
Sometimes.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Happy birthday, buddy.
Hey, thanks.
I
Thank
didn't
you.
get a chance to say it to you. Happy
Appreciate
birthday. Yeah, hey, no problem.
Yeah,
Great to
thanks.
see you. Let's get to a break. That's brilliant. You might have saved my entire sleepy.
Well, hey, just brain thought. We're word shopping here. you
Yeah,
know?
we are. What's the poll for today, Zito, that we'll keep track of for sure?
Yeah, rumors are that Bill Belichick was going to leave New England for Miami after the 2017 season.
Nice.
Would
Good
Belichick have won a Super Bowl with the Dolphins? Yep, 27%. Nope, 73.
Okay, so the question is tough to word, first of all.
Yeah.
This was a tough to word question. Good job back there, Mansuri. Would Belichick have won a Super Bowl with the Dolphins? Now, that maybe says that season that they did end up going on winning. I wonder if we would he have ever won if he became the Miami Dolphins head coach? Would he have ever won a Super Bowl with the Miami Dolphins?
I mean, if he brings Jimmy G, maybe, but we do know that he's probably taken Herbert in last year's draft, and then, yeah, definitely.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
And by the way, we don't know that. We
Don't know.
heard that.
Yeah.
That he was very high.
Loved
to
him.
Herbert.
Loved him.
Do you see that kid? They're saying he can't handle a big city. Who gives a fuck? He just needs to handle a football field. Do you see the way we do interviews around here? He's not going to say a damn thing. Nope. Just sit there and nod, kid. They were showing highlights on social media of his first game when he got trucked, but in turn knocked that guy out.
Yeah.
Everybody on the team, I guess, was like, "Are you all right? Is he okay? Is he okay? Is he all right? Hey, are you okay?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm fine," or whatever. And they're like, "Ooh!" There's a lot of "ooh!" I believe, that moment was potentially when the entire Chargers organization was like, "Oh, so this dude can throw. He's big, and he's a football player.
Yeah.
We got our guy.
We got a guy." I assume Tom Telesco was sitting up there and he's like, golf tee situation.
Yeah.
And then he runs the guy over and he's like, "Thank you, Miami. Thank you for drafting Tua, Miami."
I do wonder which lineman went over to Tyrod and said, "Hey, look, I love you, but you just saw what I saw, so
We all saw it. You got fucked here yet
you're
again.
screwed." Yeah.
You're going to go to Houston, though.
It'll be all right.
You're going to be okay. You're going to have to do it again. I mean, it's going to be a whole process. But all right, song just ended. We got to wait now because that would not be good radio.
I hope Tyrod, he turns that thing around down there. Be awesome.
It would be good for Easterby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be great for Jackie Easterby if Tyrod Taylor could go in there and win. His entire brand, I don't think he knows is taking a hit at all because the Jesus is the only one that can judge him or whatever.
That's right.
And I do follow him on Twitter. He does get active every once in a while. If Jack Easterby wins a Super Bowl down there, I can't wait for that sermon.
God.
I cannot wait for that. That speech is going to be.
Crip what?
Yeah,
On
next
the
level.
Super Bowl stage?
When I saw the confetti flying. All right, let's get to a break. We'll see you on the other side with some phone calls. 1-888-MAD-DOG-6. The lines are full. Whenever we hang up on somebody, call back in. Can't wait to hear from you. What are you thinking? What do you want to talk about? There's not much going on, to be honest.
No.
I mean, there's legit not much going on. New helmets is a big deal. We'll talk about that. Media and Hulu. Hulu doesn't just have live sports, it's a lifestyle.
Hell yeah.
But they picked up a lot of live sports with the NFL with the Red Zone package. That's good for them. We'll be back in about 4 minutes with your phone calls. Let's bring it today, huh?
Yeah.
Let's bring it on to Sport 21. This is the Pat McAfee Show, Sirius XM, Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82, and YouTube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. Today's event is me versus a Carolina Reaper pepper. A pepper that has what?
2.2 million Scoville on average. I think it's pretty much the hottest pepper in the world.
In comparison, a jalapeno is
6,000 Scoville.
for every second after it is in my mouth, I don't grab this milk. We'll give $25 to a random person in the comment section right now. $4,500 feels like a good amount to give away, though. And that'd be 3 minutes. This is going to be a long 3 minutes.
That's redder than devil's dick. That crunch. How we doing so far? Doesn't look too bad.
I should have taken a drink of water beforehand, though, because I think I had a dry mouth. I had a little cotton mouth. Oh.
Oh, okay. Once the hiccups start, I think you're just about done for. What's your biggest regret in life? Do you have 2 more minutes in you?
I think it's just starting to hit like the peak. The curve on this thing is just starting to go up.
You are handling this much better than Bill did, though. You are, yeah. Billy Tubes was puking 10 seconds in. 130. 130.
It's burning my esophagus.
Do you feel like you're going to puke?
Oh, I do.
And that milk looks ice cold, too.
No! Man!
Beer that broke my heart. Hey, one more.
I'm getting lightheaded now. What, how you doing here?
Yep. Now we go. Now we go.
Oh my God.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Dance with me.
How you feel now?
A little bit better, but not great. Oh my God. That's a bad idea. I need more.
More milk.
Oh God, no. Yikes.
Obviously, we had no idea what was going to happen on Thursday, April 15th, which was supposed to be the day of the announcement, by the way. Basically, everything went incredible. The only thing that did not is we did not know that the WWE was going to be firing people. 5 of the top 6 trends on Twitter were WWE related. It was me. You guys are the best! Bad Bunny, Samoa Joe, Billy Kay, and I think Peyton Royce was also trending, and so WWE was trending. So what we're saying is today was supposed to be a celebration, today was supposed to be a big day. Now it's almost like the entire wrestling community is like up in arms about everything. So we have to make the announcement within the next 30 hours, but I don't think tonight is the right time to do it with the way the world is. Now, will WWE agree to that? We'll find out. Michael Cole's calling me right now. Boy, it was uncomfortable there for a little bit.
This is the Pat McAfee Show on Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio. We thank you for taking the time to seek out this small regional show that streams internationally. Here's Pat and the boys.
Welcome back to that show. What's the best part about Bird Dog shorts and pants, boys?
I mean,
Probably how comfortable they are.
yeah, it's right there. You can wear them for anything.
Oh, see,
It's up there for me.
the versatility,
Yeah.
the comfort, the range, the movement, the feel, the vibe.
Yes.
Just like this song here,
Yeah.
Mannequin, Marty Vicks. I don't know what he's saying at all. No, not at all. I don't know at all. He could be saying something terrible. Hope he's not. Hope he's not. We could be ruining our business right now. We don't even know. We don't even know. Anyways, Bird Dogs is giving out something useful this week.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's a big deal. We just talked about Bird Dogs. Listen, they're shorts, they're pants, they're more comfortable than anything you own. You should be wearing Bird Dogs. You can wear them to golf, you can wear them to bed, you can wear them to business, you can wear them to party. You can wear them everywhere. You can dress them up, you can dress them down, and they're more comfortable than anything you've ever worn before. This week, when you go to birddogs.com and enter promo code PAT, with every order, they'll throw in rubber clogs.
What?
Yeah.
Clogs?
Clogs, yeah. They're Bird Dogs rubber ventilated shoes. They're just like Crocs, but legally can't call them Crocs.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Bird Dogs is a rather savage
Oh,
company
yeah.
as well.
Big time.
Rubber clogs.
Stealing guys from Lululemon.
Come on over.
Great
Listen,
spin.
we got this built-in underwear thing. Come on over. We're gonna mix it with what you guys got. Bingo. We're gonna corner the market on who's the most comfortable pant. We are.
They did?
And now they're like, listen, some rubber clogs. They are very nice. We have them at the office. The boys wear them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Love them.
Have you worn them outside this office yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where'd you wear them?
Perfect for like when you're taking your dog out and you need to go outside real quick. You know, I just pop those guys on. Don't really want to put my like boat shoes or house shoes on. They're just sitting right there by my back door waiting for me.
You got boat shoes?
Oh, yeah.
You're a boat shoe guy.
Oh, yeah.
Sperry?
I did not know you were a boat shoe guy.
Oh, yeah.
Really? Shorts, boat shoes, sunglasses? You do the whole thing?
calves?
No, I have done that on the East Coast before. I looked at myself. I was like, wow, I cannot pull this off. I look
Okay.
like a douche, so I need to.
Maybe collar, too. You could have the collar pop, maybe
Yeah,
half
popped up.
pop.
Aeropostale, you know.
I did
yeah.
not know you were a boat shoe guy.
Oh, yeah, they were a gift, and I'll tell you what, they are very comfortable.
I had a boat shoe run.
They're nice.
I had a pair of boat shoes that had seen the world that I went with. I mean, we're talking that thing been around. Deep sea fishing, had blood on it from a deep sea fishing trip. Also was in like a black tie event.
Really?
These boat shoes, yeah. There was like a good 3-year run with those things. Long ago.
Yeah.
Sure.
But that was, I still have them at the house. They might go up on a mantle, actually.
All-terrain boat shoes.
They were
bronze 'em.
unbelievable, these things. Blood on them. I'd walk into places like, hey, these shoes seen some things.
Earned it.
These shoes.
But the Crogs, Clogs, the rubber clogs from Bird Dogs are worth a have. Go to birddogs.com, enter promo code PAT. Free pair of rubber ventilated shoes. Birddogs.com, promo code PAT. They're awesome. You're missing out if you don't own them yet. We talk about them all the time. This is the fourth thing we've given away because people go and buy shit and they sell out. It was once nunchucks.
Yep.
Then we had a shark board, a charcuterie board.
Yep.
Then there was a hat that they ran out of. A dad. It's like $37 value.
Yeah. It's like a glove.
$37 value or so, I think they said. And then now it's the Crogs.
Which are very comfy.
Yeah.
I won't wear them, but the boys do.
Yeah, I love them.
I'm a slippers guy.
So am I. I also have a pair of Uggs. Oh, they are so
are
nice.
unbelievable.
They are so
Tom Brady
nice.
2s.
It's like you're stepping into clouds.
It really is.
Somebody introduced me to that world, I forget how many years ago, and I have never turned back. As soon as I get in the house, they're going right in there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, take them outside. Anyways, these Crogs, though, potentially are what I use to go outside.
Yeah, for sure.
line.
Perfect for it.
The slippers can't go all terrain. The Crogs can.
Right. I mean, that's what they're meant for. I don't really want to ruin my Uggs by walking through the mud.
But they could, though, if they had
could.
to. It would get a little slick, though,
Yeah.
because they are a little flat bottom. You know what I mean?
They get it done, though.
Flat bottom Uggs, you broke my neck on the ice outside. You're not going to get that anywhere else.
No.
Flat bottom Uggs, are you kidding me?
That's why we're buying a Sports Heavy.
Bingo.
Let's go to Dean in Montana. What's going on, Dean? We're big Montana shit.
Oh, yeah. Big sky country.
Oh, Dean, this guy stinks. There he is. What's going on, Dean?
Hey, not much.
How you doing, pal?
Hey, good. I just had a question here. Who's the guy that's sitting there in this year's draft that's sitting there like, I'm going to make all these motherfuckers pay because everybody's talking about the first rounders. Nobody's talking about me.
Second, third round.
You know, I mean, who's talking about the third rounders? You know, let's talk about some third rounders, somebody that nobody's talking about.
Dean, there's no fucking chance I'm going to be the guy to do that. You know that. I know that. Dean, I'm not a Scot. I have no idea, dude.
Said it many times.
I have no idea. Kyle Trask, maybe? Hey, that's what I'm saying. Kyle Trask is going to be so mad with what's going on. He's going to fall in the draft, and I've seen it. I mean, we've seen it time and time again. We've seen the film. We've seen the history. We've seen the vault at NFL Films. Guys fall to like third, fourth round. They have that chip on their shoulder. Yeah, they're going to make the team because they're a third, fourth round investment. They're going to be able to be around. They're going to be able to be treated as if they are a part of the team as opposed to like an undrafted free agent or something like that. And then all of a sudden, they start learning some things. They start getting quick. They get their chance, and then wham, they off and run. Then they're Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're Russell. They're Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Dak.
They're Dak Prescott. Tony Romo.
Romo.
I mean, these are things that happen. So I'm going to say, from my film study, I'd say Kyle Trask. Now, with that being said, there's a very good reason why we only do a one-night draft spectacular.
Yeah.
Because that is potentially the only amount of people that we have heard about that are coming out
Right.
of this particular year's class.
We don't know where he's going to go, but potentially friend of the program, Tony Fields II.
Oh, good call.
We have
Great
no
call.
idea. He
He's-
could be a night one guy.
Bro, 31 other teams could have drafted Tony Fields. That's going to be Tony Fields' thought.
And he said, hey, listen, all I want to do is play ball. I'm ready to go. I don't care who it's for. I don't care where it's at. I want to play ball.
Do we know any other players that could potentially go in the third or fourth round?
Kellen Mond, another quarterback.
Oh, hey,
you're right.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, he won some big games down there with
Oh,
Jimbo.
yeah.
Yes, he did.
I mean, think about what Kellen Mond was able to do. He beat Florida.
Yeah.
I think they beat Florida.
Not to mention Mint's guy, David Wells or whatever the hell his name is from Stanford.
Yeah, see, that's where
Easy.
we stop. I don't know. I don't know any of those people.
David Mills.
Look for a couple of Kirk's dogs, Hawks, to go in those middle rounds. Those guys will probably be guys that end up playing in the league for 10 years or so. That's typically how it goes.
You see, what we just did was we were very honest with what we were saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like that goes a long way.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that have less knowledge than we do of what potentially happens, and they go out there and they just lay there and let it eat, and everybody's like, oh, it makes sense.
Sure.
We don't know shit about any of these.
No.
No matter who's get drafted late, we know the biggest chip on somebody's shoulder this year is Jameis Winston. So these guys better take tabs for second because Jimmy Winston's the one with a massive chip on his
It
shoulder.
doesn't matter what position, huh?
Nope.
Doesn't matter what position.
I don't care
doesn't
what
matter who.
division school you went to.
Nah.
It doesn't matter where you get drafted.
Nobody's out working or has a bigger chip on their shoulder than Jameis Winston right now.
That's right. former number 1 overall pick.
Think about Taysom. Taysom has to look in the mirror and look at a guy that has to stare down Jameis Winston in a quarterback competition after Jameis Winston has just learned how to be able to see because he got LASIK surgery 1 year after leading the NFL in pass yards. Also interceptions, but now he actually can see what's going on, throws a touchdown on Nickelodeon. Taysom Hill's got to look in the mirror and be like, I gotta go eye to eye with a guy who just found out that he has good eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to be a problem. Good luck, Taysom Hill. He got a 4-year voidable contract worth $160 million.
And Jameis sees that contract. He's like, I want one of those.
Give me one of those.
I want that one.
But not avoidable on every single year thing.
No.
I'd actually like to get paid.
Yeah, we would like this contract to be an actual agreement, not just like a fugazi. 4-year, $160 million deal, all years voidable.
Yep.
That's not an agreement then.
Is he just making like league min then?
I have no idea.
He had a massive contract extension
14?
before last season.
It was a 14 or 10 or something?
Like 2 years.
16 maybe?
Yeah, 2 years, 16, I think.
It was in that. It was like a 16 million or something like that. Signing bonus too. I think they allotted a lot of it for signing bonus last year. I think. What a fascinating story Taysom Hill is.
Man. Seriously.
Jameis Winston also, by the way.
Well, do you think Sean Payton is like creating 2 different playbooks? Like one for, okay, if Taysom Hill's a starting quarterback, this is going to be our offense versus Jameis Winston? Because Jameis, I mean, you can basically do the Drew Brees offense, but like you were talking about earlier, they kind of took Kamara out when Taysom Hill went in. But if they just revamp the offense around both of them.
Maybe that's what Taysom Hill's talking about whenever he says he's going full-time quarterback training. That means he's just trying to figure out how him and Kamara can be on the field at the same time.
Ooh.
Hey, Kamara, I'll move to your house, by the way.
Yeah.
Let's figure out how we can both be on the field at the same time. It would be better. Sean Payton told me if we could figure out how to play football together, we'd be great at it.
Won't void my years.
He'll
keep them.
What if it's in the contract? Voidable litigation due to, and they'll have like a bunch of lists or whatever, and it'll be like, if can't figure out how to play football with Alvin Kamara. That'll be something we'd all appreciate. Let's go to Jack in Ohio. What's going on, Jack?
What's up, Pat and the boys? How we doing?
Hey, not too shabby, man. We got the people from Big Trick Energy joining us in the third hour, youtube.com. I can't wait for it. Everything's feeling good,
Yeah.
Jack. How are you?
I'm good. I'm calling from the Ohio State University, and I'm a big Buckeyes fan, and I'm also a Jets fan, so I kind of want to talk about Justin Fields right now. So after the college football playoffs, there's like 2 weeks in a row that all the mock drafts are saying Justin Fields goes to the Jets, and then all of a sudden, like overnight, Zach Wilson is in all the mocks. So what's going on with that?
Jesus Christ, Jack.
First day.
Jack, welcome to the show. Jack, we had like maybe an overdose amount of conversations about what the hell happened.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I was banging that drum pretty loud. I actually was banging that drum so loud, I asked Dan Orlovsky a question, and Dan Orlovsky repeated something he was told by somebody, and he almost got kicked off the internet.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I'm on your side here. None of us understand what happened, how it happened. None of us know how it's going to shake up. What if the Jets are completely playing everybody right now and they end up drafting Justin Fields? Like, nobody has a clue. I guess Zach Wilson, by all accounts, is locked in to the Jets. And allegedly, Joe Douglas would have traded Sam Darnold earlier or got rid of him earlier, but they had questions about Zach Wilson's shoulder on whether or not it would heal up after a surgery or something like that he had a year and a half ago or something like that. Once they found out the answers and everything like that, then they traded Sam Darnold and moved forward. That's what they're saying, but they are also saying a lot of shit that we have no idea if it's real or not. So we don't know, bub. We are just as confused as you. We wish we had more answers for you, but once again, we've been trying to find the needle in the haystack that is why the narratives happen, and we have no idea ever. And even after the draft, some of us have no idea why it even happened.
I saw Nike just signed Zach Wilson.
He deleted that tweet.
He did. See, which is weird because you sent that it was deleted, and I went back in and found it again. So I don't know if it was just like my phone that was weird or something.
Okay, so it wasn't deleted.
But I was going to say, like, is that because remember we talked to Herbert and he was like, hey, I haven't, Adidas or Nike or whoever. I'm open to whatever. Like, is it common? Like, do you think they would know something that someone else wouldn't? Because, like, if he was going to slide a bit, like, would he still be on the forefront of signing with Nike?
So the NFL is now a Nike operation, right?
Right.
They paid a lot of money to out Reebok, formerly of Reebok. I, by the way, I played in the Reebok era, so I don't want to hear it.
Hell yeah.
Back in my day,
The Reebok days.
I have some Reebok, some Reebok jerseys actually still at the house. I think a little throwbacks there, but Reebok obviously goes to Nike. Nike pays a lot of money. There's always a Nike rep who's a representative of Nike that's basically around the buildings, the facilities, okay? So some I think are like regional, so they have like 4 teams that they travel to and ask, hey, what do you need? How does this work? How do we go ahead? They'll talk to the players that are signed to Nike who will be like, hey, I was wondering if we can make this happen or this happen. It's kind of like a thing that happens in the NFL. I wonder if the Jets rep of Nike has a good enough relationship with the Jets where they ask like, hey, do you guys know can we do this? And there might have been a little something like that, because I'd assume the Jets in New York quarterback, Nike would want to pay that person. So maybe there is a little inside information on that, or who knows if their information of what they're going to do is making its anyway down to the equipment manager that normally would deal with the Nike rep or the coaches or anything like that. So who knows? Who fucking knows at this point?
Because at this point, if everything is Nike like that, I mean, I guess guys can still, I mean, does it just come down to like cleats pretty much?
Yeah, well, it's cleats, gloves.
What they're wearing underneath the pads?
Bands.
Cleats, gloves. For kickers, you're allowed to get cleats that aren't certified by the NFL. So the NFL only has certified on like, I think it's like everybody has to pay. Under Armour, Adidas, Nike. I think those are the 3 that are certified by the NFL, which means they've paid the NFL to be allowed to be on the field, basically alongside the whole thing, right? So I think the cleats thing, you can do only ones that are certified. I think gloves, like Julian was with Cutters, I think.
Yep.
And that was a big deal because I think Cutters had a deal with the NFL and then they ended up getting out of the NFL because Nike, I think, bought into the NFL for their gloves. So I'm not 100% sure, actually. Like, if you sign with Under Armour, back in the day, you could wear their gloves. AJ was able to wear their gloves. He was able to wear their cleats. I think he probably had a wristband on or something like that. You can get a visor that's like either Oakley or whoever else pays the NFL to become a viable thing. So all that is, there's a lot of big business going on there, but I'm not 100% sure, actually. The NBA, like, it feels like every guy has a shoe deal because they're being broadcasted, right?
Yep.
For me, it was hard to get a shoe deal because they said it doesn't matter.
Are you kidding me?
And I said, excuse me, this cleat's going to hit the ball, every single time. And they were like, yeah, but also like we have a quarterback that's throwing and making highlights or whatever. So
but what about you when you're throwing a fake punt for,
Yeah, that was after I burned the bridge with Nike.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
I burned the bridge with Nike. Okay, I told him I basically said like, this is not a good enough deal or whatever. I'm not doing it. They were going to give me like free merch or whatever. No money, free merch though to wear Nike cleats or whatever because they had the best cleats and they were the cleats that I was going to wear. So I was trying to, do an entire thing. Then the Nike. Phil Knight spoke at Joe Paterno's funeral, and then some other stuff started rolling out about Nike. And I took a big grandstand, I was like, I don't want to do this. This is a bad deal for me. And, then like a year later, they became the official sponsor of the NFL. I had to wear Nike everything. My entire thing became Nike, and I had to see the guy that I basically because he was a good guy. The guy was a good guy, but I was like taking some big thing. And he's like, Pat, how you doing, man? I'm like, good. You look good, eh? You love the cleats or whatever. Yeah, me too, man. I burned that bridge. But I will continue to invest in their company because they definitely have the far superior products, but their business practices are something that I think every big company should work on and fix because it is kind of a pain in the ass when you start peeling back the onion thing. It's like, oh my God, can't do it. So hopefully that'll get fixed, obviously. That's what we're hoping for. But the Zions drop tomorrow and I am going to buy.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully, you're probably going to have a bot guy, huh?
Oh, yeah.
So, especially because the colors are different days. So just tomorrow, I believe, are the black and white ones.
So he played in those last night, by the way.
Yeah, 33 points.
Went to work.
Come on.
Oh, they work?
By the way, probably a lot of pressure, too, there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? You're wearing your own shoes.
Yeah.
It's against Brooklyn. It is on TNT. It is a national televised game. Your shoes are dropping very soon. The amount of pressure that was on him, and he just came out and just absolutely slaughtered. I watched that last night.
What shoes did he rip at Duke? Was it Nike shoes?
Yeah.
And they came out and fixed it right away for him?
Yeah, they came out, and then they gave him $75 million.
Good deal.
Sorry about that.
What happened again?
Hour one wrapping up here. Great sports show today.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible.
Kidding me?
So much to go over.
1-888-MAD-DOG-6. We'll take more calls in the second hour. AJ Hawk will join us on the other side. Can't wait to chat with him, as always. Not a bad little Wednesday, April 21st, 2021. We'll see you in about 6 minutes here.
This is Remember the Titans.
How's it going? My name is Pat McAfee. I do a lot of things. Today I am a professional analyst getting ready for the Thursday night football opener in beautiful Nippert Stadium with the Cincinnati Bearcats here at Higher Ground. This secluded world. Good squad, good place, excited for this morning practice. I'm obviously unbiased, but I'm pulling hard for Cincinnati to do well on Thursday night.
I like to say, all in clipboard quarterback, man. NFL kicker. Let's see what you got. Come on.
This is great for the brand. This guy's an athlete. Athlete. Hey, let's go.
They say kickers are athletes. We'll find out. Let's go.
Heads up. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the hospitality. Have a great day.
Going in, I'ma close the case. I can't wait no more, man. I gotta blow today. I'ma blow today. I ain't hearing what they say. Need a blue face, I've been caring about a race. I've been trying to eat, I need more than just a taste. Now they trying to talk, oh no, they should know their place. Man, I'm ballin'. This ain't cap, baby, now I feel like calling. From the pro, but I got the music poppin'. All the time, man, it started to get obnoxious. Now I gotta drive, yeah, I'm feeling nauseous. Gotta drive top down, then I hop out, I've been feeling hot now.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm up there.
Yeah, you got it.
Appreciate you coming.
Thank you. This has been so cool to see. Whenever we were driving out here into the sticks, my boys and I from Indianapolis, we were told by Coach Fickle it was a 40-minute drive from where we live. Absolute lie, hour and a half out here. But as we were getting out here, we didn't know what we were going to show up to. And this is such a cool scene here. I remember whenever I was in college, we won a lot of games, beat Cincinnati a couple times. It was a great day. But I remember my boys, right? Like I still am in touch with them every single day, every single week. We had this moment where we went from boys to become men. And you guys were a really young team last year, but got to experience a lot of wins. Like now the expectation level are high. And I can't wait to talk you all up on Thursday night against UCLA. UCLA refused to respond to my tweet. So I am a Bearcat fan on that opening night, and I cannot wait to watch you guys dominate. And I think this is such a cool thing. Coach, I can't thank you enough for your hospitality. I got a bunch of swag from you guys, too. This has been a cool day. Enjoy this, though. This doesn't happen a lot. Even when you get into the NFL, it's not like college. It's not like your boys. It's not like this. It's a whole different world that you'll remember forever. And I was honored to be here to watch you today, and I can't wait to watch you guys go win the thing on Thursday night and then throughout the rest of the season. Thank you so much. Cheers, boys. Thank you.
One, two, three.
Travis called heads. No!
Sorry.
You're not sorry.
I'm sorry that it worked out this way, but I told you.
You're not
I had
sorry.
to trust my instincts. You asked me what I thought. I thought it was going to be heads. I didn't
What about
wanna have
Travis
to pick it. I
Kelce
didn't know
going
you
out
put
there?
30K on it.
Yeah, I mean, was that the cleanest toss of all time?
No, it was terrible.
But that thing took one bang straight in. What a horse shit toss.
They watered the field. Old Notre Dame versus USC, they raised the grass.
You son of a bitch.
We all know that wasn't a fair coin toss.
No, it was
They should
not.
redo it.
It was a lot worse than 50-50 after fucking watching that thing. A lot of people say that's why you don't bet 30,000 on a coin toss. You know?
Seems like
Seems like a reasonable thing to bet $30K on.
Because you got no control. You got no control, guys. So I guess not even like a thought to go into it.
Well, Christmas is canceled.
Yeah, we're giving away a lot, but nowhere near as much as we once had thought.
No.
Remember that double 70K? Take it back.
Yeah, for sure. FanDuel just made so much money right there. Use.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the show. Okay, a lot of prep going on here for the Big Trick Energy interview. Coming up in 2 hours here on youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. Shout out to Twine for that beat drop. Let's move into hour 2 here. That was not from in-house. That was from out-of-house.
I hope it was from out-of-house. I have no clarification.
No way.
Out-of-house.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good.
I'm getting more details on that right now.
Yeah, have a good follow-up, Zito. There's a lot going on here. Okay, with this Big Trick Energy debut in True TV Thursday night, 10:30 p.m. They sent over a pilot episode. A couple of the boys said I shouldn't watch it, just to, maybe be surprised by the whole thing. I love Magic, though.
Yeah.
I want to let you know I love Magic. And I'm a True TV fan.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited to see what happens at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. There's a lot of stuff going on. I was just giving thought starters for the interview, AJ.
You couldn't give me a link?
You want it?
Yeah, I would have loved to see it. Right now, it doesn't do me a whole lot. If I can watch it, you want me to jump off the show for 30 minutes and watch it quick?
I don't know. The boys have told me it doesn't take that long.
Really good.
Wait for the debut. You want
might
it to
be a good
fresh.
idea to get into it, AJ.
I don't know. Listen.
Why didn't I get the screener, man? It's like the people that are in SAG and they get all the Academy Award movies sent to them.
Hey, I didn't see it either, by the way. I want to let you know it had to get forwarded to, actually, Zito showed it to me over here. So I just found out about this today. He showed the link and he was like, do you want to watch the pilot or whatever? And then there was an overwhelming, resounding sound from the boys going, no, save it. And then a couple people were like, watch it. So it's been like a little bit of a torn thing over here as well. So I'm sorry I didn't forward it to you. And you missed out on that moment, but I'm a Magic fan. Do you like Magic?
Yes, I love Magic. I would love to hear some of your conversation starters you've been pondering in your brain.
Yeah, I didn't. These got sent over to me. These were
these always go very well.
Well, we're reading them out loud right now. I just feel like it is a very disrespectful thing to do to somebody. Like, I feel like that is very disrespectful to me, to send me questions to ask the person. Like, I honestly, I don't know if I should feel that way or not. I don't know.
To their defense, though, they think they're doing you a favor. They're thinking like, hey, like some shows, they may be rolling through 6 guests in a day. So they're like, hey, I'm going to give you a one sheet so they can help you out so you don't have to go dive yourself and check everything out.
Oh. So people get these, hosts get these, you think, and go like, oh, okay, I'm going to ask this question, this question, this question?
Well, I think there's a lot of hosts that stink, so they do appreciate getting those.
Yeah, they're like, phew. Yeah. I needed these.
Diggs is now in the Daily Show. Attaboy Diggs? Attaboy Diggs? Yeah.
Me being one of those.
No, the Hammer Down boys are here, by the way, live every day, 4 p.m. Eastern, youtube.com/Hammer Down. I appreciate you guys making people money, but that is, see, I see this and I think, oh, this is disrespectful. They think I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah, to your point, you could look at it like, hey, we know you don't really have a brain, so here are these 8 questions that are really going to knock it out of the park.
All right. Interview thought starters, AJ. What is Big Trick Energy?
Whoa.
It's your inflection and your tone and how you ask these words.
Well, this is when they're typing it up. This is how they feel. You know what I mean? They're typing it up like, okay, what can this stooge ask? Okay, what is Big Trick Energy? That'll be good inflection.
Let me guess. Hey, what's the next one? Where can we find this and watch it?
No, even better. Let's go to a little background training. There's a traditional career path for athletes going from college to the pros. What does it take to become a professional magician?
Is there amateur magicians?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we'll find out whenever they answer
that question.
You know what I mean? And by the way, these are good questions. I do appreciate these questions. I think we potentially get to these at some point. We're all YouTubers here. Yeah. How'd you grow your channels?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one.
Gonna keep that one around. What's the worst comment you've ever gotten on a vid?
Ooh.
Why do they want me to ask that?
Yeah.
That's not a good question to ask.
Maybe it's setting up for a magic trick.
Oh, maybe this is all a part of it.
Oh, I mean, maybe they got a couple
Stick to the script, kid.
Yeah. Maybe that comment.
Stick to the script, sports stooge.
That comment shows up like on the ceiling of the studio.
Oh, in here.
Yeah.
Look across at the door. Turn the lights off. It'll be like in glow in the dark. Okay, so I'll stick to the script then. You got it. I just feel like, did I kayfabe this thing? I feel like I ruined this entire thing.
No way.
3 o'clock. We'll see how it goes. I'm sure it's going to go great.
I mean, that YouTube question is, in fact, a smack in the mouth.
We're all YouTubers here.
How do you do it?
What's the craziest prank you've ever done? What's the most insane trick you've ever pulled?
Ooh.
So this is like extreme magic? Is that what's going on?
It kind of sounds
From
like
the pilot. I mean, there's some extreme shit in there.
So you were...
Connor has a great... If they ever had to change the name of the show, Connor's better.
I got a good replacement. I'll save it just because I think Big Trick Energy is going to work. So I don't think they need my name.
Okay.
What does it rhyme with, Connor?
No. Listen, we're not getting into this. We don't know these dudes.
No.
Okay?
Come on.
We're getting told questions to ask them because they know that we have no idea who they are. Okay? They are respectful. They sent us a script. There was an interesting reaction to the pilot, though, in the office, I will say. And this is something that happens in here, you know, in this,
of course,
this particular office here. Something will be viewed in a short period of time where I will not be present. I will be somewhere else. I come back and an entire almost war happened. Something happened where there is a lot of passion on both sides. It's almost like Stephen A. and Skip, but have happened.
Like politics Twitter.
It's exactly, and it's like, how did this happen? And they're like, you should see. And then that was when the whole don't thing happened. So I would like us to wait until we meet them and learn about, you know, what kind of training and skills does it take to become a magician?
Oh, I am curious about that, actually.
Who are the goats of magic?
Ooh, good question.
What's the Super Bowl of magic?
Ooh.
What's the most dangerous situation you've ever been in? How would sports help you hone your magic skills?
Okay.
Can you teach me a trick?
Yes. Here we go.
I mean, this is probably like True TV's PR people because the debut episode's tomorrow night. Are they on a big media tour? Like, I'm guessing they're going on a lot of shows.
I don't know. By the way, I feel like. By the way, I've been reading a lot about Big Trick Energy. I think they are, pretty invested in this show. I'm very excited to meet these guys.
What do you think? Murr or Joe Gallo wrote that or something?
Sal Volcano.
I mean,
Sal Volcano and Q did not touch this.
I don't think so either.
That's True TV, I think, right?
Yeah.
I wish Joe Gatto was in the episode.
Who?
Joe Gatto.
He was always.
He's the best.
He's energy, by the way.
Yeah, he is.
Always energy.
Classic screwball.
Murr, what a guy.
Man.
I love that. I love that show. I watch that show.
I do.
Maybe for 2 to 3 months straight every single night. Haven't done it since. But I did have
You saw every episode.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of what they had going on. It's the perfect high guy watch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the perfect high guy watch. But then you binge through it. Well,
what'd you think of the live show?
Well, see, that was, what happened was, what had happened was.
You need the production.
I got through the binge, and then the show was like 8 months down the road, 9 months down the road.
Oh.
So I had already, I think,
kind of moved on from your fanhood a little bit.
No, but I'm still a fan of them individually.
Right.
Of course.
Right.
Got to shake Sal's hand down at WrestleMania when I had shorts on.
Here we go.
That's right.
Yeah, you
That's
did.
awesome.
Sal, how you doing, Sal?
Big fan.
Big fan. Love what you do.
You, Sal, and Akbar at WrestleMania at MetLife Stadium.
Yeah, Akbar Baha Bia
Mila.
Mia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible host of American Ninja Warrior.
Yep.
Yes. It was a good time. Anyways, Big Trick Energy, 3 o'clock Eastern, youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. AJ, there's big stuff happening in the NFL right now. We let off the show with this because I think mostly because I learned of it latest this morning and we were just going live, and it's kind of crazy. Seth Wickersham, you know who that is?
Yes, I know of him.
Have you met him before?
I do not believe so.
If you would have met him, would you have said, like, hey, there's a show that potentially deserves an Emmy or something like that I'm on every single day? Would you have said that?
Oh, yeah. And if I do meet him in the future, that would be the first thing I lead off with.
It's very nice of you to do that because there was a lot of people who were saying yesterday that you were a little bit selfish because you were the exact gatekeeper to us potentially getting introduced to the Academy of
TV Arts and Sciences.
TV Arts and Sciences because you hang out with them. So I appreciate the turn of the page here that you have put us on.
Yes. I told you, I'll always admit when I make a mistake, and I've been making mistakes for the last 18 months now by not introducing myself and first thing trying to
get us an Emmy.
Try to jam in myself to get a sports Emmy with you.
Okay, I'm happy we've all admitted.
At least you can admit it.
Yeah, that's good news.
It's about time.
It's good news.
It's the first step.
I assume they were potentially voting on the sports Emmys at Augusta while AJ was standing right behind them, inhaling secondhand cigar smoke because he didn't have his own cigar.
Probably even asked him, like, hey, AJ, you got anything for this? Or
No, nothing. Sorry, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, stop talking.
No, I need to go get another beer.
That's, by the way, that's why the show's good, though. And that's why you are incredibly entertaining, because you're not that person. But I think we're just going to buy one from that bald guy on Pawn Stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do.
And there's a chance that you actually have to send in some stuff from the show.
Allegedly,
correct?
we do have. We're actually the ones that are supposed to.
We'll send the first 10 minutes of this hour, dude.
Right now.
Lock it in.
You send a little reel for your consideration.
Is that what real?
That's what they're called, for your consideration.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What do you send? Like, do you try to cut up like a snippet of, hey, here's 5 minutes of what our show is about?
I assume Foxy would dive through everything and just put an entire reel together. But then Foxy would have to take a massive guess at what they could potentially be judging. Oh, my God. Foxy's range of shit that he would have to pull from would be so large. But Foxy's going to get on that next year, I think. We got to figure out, you got to introduce us to who the person is we got to send it to, and then we'll get in there. But if we forget, which is, I assume pretty likely, we'll be having the same exact conversation next year after these things happen. We will just buy one from Rick. Anyways, a man who has probably won a Sports Emmy before for his work, Seth Wickersham, came out and said in a conversation, I believe he's releasing a book about the Patriots and the dynasty, and he's done a lot of research. He said after the 2017 season, when Tom Brady won an MVP, there was the Jimmy G, Tom Brady situation happening behind closed doors. Seth said that Bill Belichick reached out to the Giants, Washington, and the Miami Dolphins about coaching vacancies and if he could go coach there. He was about to say, peace, I'm out. I ain't doing it with Tom anymore. They come back. This is the first offseason where he was training away from the facility. Remember, this was big deal. He wasn't there. It wasn't a big deal. He wasn't there. He wasn't a big deal. He did an interview. He pled the fifth on whether or not he felt appreciated in New England. Now it's come out that allegedly Bill was looking at other teams. Bob Kraft had to be sitting there just going like, what the fuck is going on? What is going on here? They come back for one season, spite season, win a Super Bowl, and then after that, whole thing collapses. But I feel like if this was happening, there's going to be more stories, AJ.
I would think, I'm surprised this is the first we're hearing of it. If Belichick really, so Wickersham saying he truly reached out and tried to find other head coaching opportunities in the NFL?
I believe that is what Seth said, yes, Connor,
in the
right?
video. Yeah, that's what he said.
In the video, he said, like he was reaching out, like potentially happening. I don't know if his contract was up. Was his contract up?
I don't think so.
So he was just going to quit.
No, I mean, GM, he could probably just add avoidable year on it. Hey,
on his own contract.
Yeah.
Oh, let's redo. And as a GM, he'll put a non-compete to be the GM or something.
Yep.
But head coach, he'll just go. Oh, that would have been awesome.
Incredible.
Just handing over all the power to one person, and you don't think about the power of the pen then, inevitably at the end. Oh, it's worked so well for Kraft. And then Kraft's side of this story, wearing fresh Air Forces. He signed himself to a contract where he was able to void all years and there was no non-compete. He said, he went right into the division and said, fuck us the next year.
He's gone. I haven't talked to him since.
Won a lot of Super Bowls together, but it did end bad. And that's what happens sometimes, Sometimes you get the bear, sometimes the bear gets you.
Talk to Rick Ross about it. He doesn't even know what I should do.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hey, there wasn't all of this happening when Kraft was dealing with his whole situation too?
Kraft had no idea.
Yeah.
Guys,
I came
not now.
I got bigger fish to fry,
Look,
right?
fellas.
It's probably how he ended up there. He's under too much stress.
Oh, geez.
Oh, no.
True.
All is forgiven.
Let's say, Cover Cowboy Time, Diggs, host of Hammered Down. I don't think that's the proper way to take that conversation. Let's answer some phone calls, shall we? What a show.
Yes.
What?
Let's stay away from
Julian
milking tables.
Edelman, breaking news, is up for a Sports Emmy, I'm just hearing. And Action at Coast Pro is teaming up with Viacom CBS. We're going to make movies, shows, and docs on networks like Showtime, Nickelodeon, and Paramount Plus. Speaking of which, I'm also joining the legendary cast at Inside the NFL. Y'all, let's get to work. Okay, congrats. Jules making moves. That's via Julian Edelman. He obviously... Inside the NFL is a good show.
Yeah.
He's going to do very well on there. That's a very good show. He has already made docs. He already has a production company. He's already made incredible content. He was well on his way. Good for him, becoming a big production force. He will win a Sports Emmy next year.
Oh, so this is the only way that Gronk's going to have a lucrative acting career.
Okay, a little bit. That was not
Nickelodeon show.
That guy hosted WrestleMania, has won Super Bowls, is on the top 100 team. His family's electrifying.
Yeah.
You need to stand down, cowboy.
Well, I'm saying he retired to have a lucrative acting career, and I've yet to see that.
Well, he was on Fox that Thursday night. He cut that great promo.
Yeah, but if they make
Eyes on the back of my head.
Here's the ball drop.
Relax. That was
That was a different one.
Steve Harvey, dude.
You guys are the worst. Listen, you guys,
incredible
I did not
Steve
know
Harvey.
this had happened. Everybody, this is unbelievable.
I love the Gronks.
Me too.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
think they should make a show on Nickelodeon called, the Gronk House.
Oh, be a cartoon.
Exactly.
Great idea.
Whose
house?
There you go.
Gronk's house.
Young Gronk.
I was just gonna say,
Junior Gronk.
How was Young Rock last night?
Good episode.
Heard about it.
It was a good episode
It was a
last
really
night.
good
Yeah.
Hey, it bounced back.
Hell yeah.
Are you sure?
That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, Pat,
so
I
good.
saw that. Pat, I saw you had a tweet. You said it bounced back. It's totally back. Did you finally meet Vince McMahon? Did they let you know, hey man, you can't be slandering the show?
No, please. You're saying that I'm getting paid off for my opinions? Get the hell out of here, AJ.
I'm not saying you're being paid off. I'm saying, hey, maybe you're getting pressured from some giant humans that you work around.
Listen, that is not the case, okay? And I've not worked around Vince McMahon, so that has not even happened, so I don't need to hear it. And I almost made a Young Rock reference on SmackDown, and I thought potentially World was going to explode. I'm probably going to do that this upcoming SmackDown at some point, but last night's episode, maybe 420, you know what I mean? He kind of knew.
If you could fit in the boogie board at all for this SmackDown coming up, that'd be amazing.
Listen, there was a fight, okay?
Really?
There was a fight on the beach for a boogie board.
Hell yeah.
10 on 1. 11 on 1.
Against The Rock?
Yeah, come on.
It's not
A
enough.
kid pulled a knife on the Rock.
No.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And he lost the fight, by the way.
Yeah.
The Rock did?
Yes. That's what I'm saying. There was some humility in this episode.
Oh, the Rock lost.
That's not
Yes.
true.
Bounced back last night. Emotional story. Emotional.
The Rock fought a helicopter and won. You lost to a guy with a knife?
Well, if you
You gotta
never
build up
fought,
to that.
if you never fought these 11 guys, one with a very, very small Swiss Army knife that could have done damage to a 10-year-old for sure.
Oh, he's 10.
Yeah, he's 10 years old.
I didn't know what year.
This is Young Rock.
Junior Rock. Whoa.
Oh, he's also
Holy
in college
shit.
in Junior Rock, too, so I didn't know.
Whoa,
I think
Young
they did some
Rock.
research and they realized like we need to do away with that particular one.
Oh, really? They just deleted those.
So Coach O, no more
Off the
Coach O.
board.
Like for instance, this episode that they aired last night, if they would have ran it 3-4 weeks ago when the storyline started, and it was a good storyline, this particular one, would have been brilliant. But that's not how the questioning goes when he's running for president, dude. So you only, when the question comes up at different, last night was a debate.
Okay.
A week before that, it was an interview in his office, you know, and these stories are just, you know, reminisce, go back. And I think they're all going to tie together. But I think they were telling individual stories throughout the episodes, and the episodes are only 22 minutes long.
Sure.
So it's kind of tough to really. I think if this was just a maybe a movie,
Yes.
Okay.
you know, I think it would have been. I think it would have
It
been
will be.
a smash. I think it would
You know
have been
it's going to become a movie at some point, you would think. But hey, I got to ask a question. I don't mean any disrespect by this at all, but I live in this little bubble with you guys right here. Like it's not, you know, COVID. We can't go out, hang out with a whole lot of people.
This is gonna be
Does
disrespectful.
anybody else besides this room know that show exists?
How dare you?
It's a legit
You
question.
see
I
the
wanna know
Rotten
because
Tomato
I don't hear anybody.
How do you sleep at night?
I don't hear the chatter. I'm a big Rock
he
fan.
said.
I think The Rock should run before 2030, whatever he was planning on running.
2032.
Yeah, who is he running against in the show?
Warren Taft or
John Taffer?
John,
It's the President
William
Taft.
Taft.
His grandson.
He can't beat the butt funnel. No way.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was Taft. It was a Taft.
Yeah.
It was a Taft.
The fattest president of all time, right?
Yeah.
That guy.
It was
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, he died in a bathtub.
Yeah, he was stuck in his bathtub.
couldn't get out.
The Rock does cut a little promo on him.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Early in the presidential debate last night. Yeah.
Okay, I figured it'd be like Jay Glazer or someone like that he'd be running against.
No, Jake Glazer's on his side. They're in Ballers together.
Same team?
Yeah, he's PR. I'm surprised he hasn't actually made an appearance yet. Little grayer hair and the goatee.
Oh, that's a good idea. It's probably coming.
Next season. They're definitely getting picked up for season 2.
No way.
Hell yeah.
Doing 2 seasons of this shit?
Whoa!
Are you kidding me?
Come on.
You got to have a season
kidding
2 when
me?
you have to have season 2 when he gets elected. Jay Glazer will be announced as a Secretary of Press. It'll be good.
I hope the Rock bottoms you, bro.
AJ, he does mention a candy ass too as well last night.
Really?
Tony, it was a good episode last night.
Okay.
Had 2 bad episodes. So it was good. It was a good episode last night. AJ, Bill Belichick. Let's get back to that though.
Good segue. Yeah.
I mean, we were fucking there. I mean, this is how it all started. This is called tying it all together. This is called putting a pin in it and circling back, which is what we just did. If we want to get into corporate bullshit conversation there, Bill Belichick, you think he wins a Super Bowl with the Miami Dolphins or with the Patriots? You think Bill Belichick ever wins a Super Bowl again?
Man, what a good question. Like, that's a great question that should be on these sports shows that are on TV every morning. Wow. I would assume they've asked this. I don't know. I'd have to think. I think if he had enough time and he went to a team like Miami and he had as much power as he has in New England and he was there 5 more years, I think he finds a way to win one.
I think so. If you look at what he just did, right, with the spending of money, knowing that team could become unbelievable together.
Oh yeah, especially if we can actually build through the draft year. Like,
and if Cam plays well.
If Cam plays well, I mean, if we get a guy like Devontae Smith and that whole offense, as one would be absurd.
Did you see that guy weighed in at 145 pounds?
Wait, not Devontae was 166. You're talking the other receiver.
Yeah, the other receiver from Louisville, 5'8", 149. If he is successful in the NFL, that's awesome. I don't know how, but that is absolutely awesome. That is what Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
That's Floyd Mayweather. We've seen photos of Floyd next to people. If this is unbelievable, maybe this is the way the NFL is turning, by the way, with the rules changing, now with helmets changing per everything. Maybe the smaller, quicker, shiftier don't have to worry about potentially having to block more or maybe get blown up or get off the line with a jam that's going to be pretty difficult. I guess I'll put them in motion, but that is awesome for future 5'8", 149 people if this guy has success, though, AJ.
Oh, yeah. I mean, those guys, it's like the Edelman position. You're going to move a guy around a lot and put him in motion so no one can really get a jam on him and just try to get him in space. When a guy's that sudden and quick, it's so difficult to defend him, especially where you don't know and he's always moving pre-snap.
Darren Sproles was a part of an entire revolution of the kind of an undersized guy being used. And if there's somebody before that, I apologize for forgetting that. But Darren Sproles he was obviously shorter, but he was so shifty, fearless, was able to hide behind things, kind of read his blocks a little bit more. And then that continued to kind of go. And everybody was like, will they be the next Darren Sproles? Will they be the next Darren Sproles? This would be something that would take that to a whole nother level because a lot of those guys, normally a little thicker guys because they know they're going to potentially take bigger shots. But if this is what the NFL becomes, speed is about to be insane. I mean, there is about to be shit that's about to pop off that is going to be wild to watch.
That's why Tyreek Hill is so absurd because I feel like he is so undersized too, but obviously he is kind of stacked and he can also run a 4.1. So
he doesn't take shots either.
Yes.
These small guys, they learn how to survive where they don't take big shots. They get out of bounds, they get down, they just have a great sense of where the defenders are.
T.Y. Hilton was incredible at that.
Yeah.
T.Y. Hilton was unbelievable at it. And I've said this numerous times before. At the beginning of his career, the first like probably 10 games maybe, whenever he would like go down or something instead of getting tackled, or maybe hop out of bounds or something instead of taking a shot. There was a little bit of groans from some people that were like, like come on, run the guy over or whatever. And then as he just continued to play and play and play and play and play, it's like, oh, this is actually a strategy so he doesn't get killed. Oh, he's actually being a smart football player as opposed to a soft football player. There's a lot of guys that have that, and then there's some guys that don't, by the way. There's some guys that don't. That is a very, very important skill trait for anybody, but especially if you're undersized.
It's just, I feel like you get that from a young age, just sheer survival. Like, hey, if I want to be out here and I want to play and not be on the sidelines hurt, I got to figure out a way to get down and not eat these giant shots, because then what do you say about young guys all the time, or young small players? They're always worried about their durability. Are they going to be able to hold up over a 17-game season now? Well, yeah, if you find a way to be safe and be smart and get down when you can, and then a few opportunities you have to try to get some extra yardage, yeah, take it, but don't take any unnecessary shots.
That's why the Tyreek Hill thing is, if we can circle back, he's so explosive.
Yeah.
He's the most explosive player to ever play, like fast, jump, insane, out of a phone booth, literally amongst the greatest athletes on earth, can somehow not get tackled in flag football if they had flags hanging from his waist. It's unbelievable. And he is somehow, now I think he had a hamstring or something at one point, but the fact that hasn't happened, I think that's the most impressive thing. It's like, I don't know how your body is that explosive, that quick twitched, that it never, even after getting off balanced or landing weird, there's never a tweak that kind of, it's unbelievable. You got that 149 guy, that 149-pound guy. You're saying that since he learns from a young age, you assume that he will be able to make the adjustment to the NFL, or you're not sure?
No, I think he's going to have to. It's going to go one way or the other. Either he makes the adjustment and he finds a way to make it work, or he's going to be hurt a lot, or he's not going to be in the league very long.
Let's go to Rob Donner in Pittsburgh. What's going on, Rob?
What's going on, Pat and the boys?
Hey, just hanging out, Donner. Where are you at?
Oh, I'm in Pittsburgh, man. Well, I'm like 10 miles outside of Pittsburgh, but no one knows where I'm at, so I just say I'm from Pittsburgh. You know how that works, man.
Smart. East, north, south?
South. I'm down by the Meadowlands Casino.
Oh, Turtle Creek.
No, that's down Washington County.
No, that's down Washington County. I know where you're at, though. I know where that's at.
Yeah. Turtle Creek down there. It's near where my mom grew growing up down there. Churchill down there. What do you want to talk about down there?
Hey, the past couple of weeks it's been getting brought up once in a while about Gene Steratore. So you mentioned about him being from the Pittsburgh area. I actually, I'm not going to name the establishment. I used to work at a bank that he was a customer at. And he would come in and tell some cool stories once in a while. But actually, being an NFL referee, he was actually doing basketball at the same time, too. And he was telling us about, it's not always cracked up to be. He had to have, like, private security guards for his family and stuff. Is that real in the NFL? Is that something the players deal with, too? And how common is that, like, having to protect your own family?
I appreciate that question, Rob. I would assume, and by the way, I did not know that about Gene Steratore. But whenever he was reffing as many high-profile games as he was reffing, you could assume that maybe there was some people that were upset at him. Obviously, you hope that in the world of sport, it never gets to the point where he doesn't feel secure, because there's not a lot of people that want to ref out there. It's not nobody's cheering for. There's a lot that stink. All right, that does not mean that they don't stink, but there's not a lot of, I don't think it's a massive pool to select from of people that want to be referees. That's kind of sad, actually, if Gene Steratore has to have full-time security around him, AJ.
I mean, does he really need full-time security? I could see after maybe a big high-profile game when your face is splashed all over the place, but, I mean, yeah, it's terrible. If a referee needs full-time security, yeah, we have some issues.
I would assume that maybe Gene was telling that story about another ref, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Gene's a good ref.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Gene is not likely getting a lot of people pissed off. Gene was my favorite, but I enjoyed the hell out of Gene Steratore.
He's the man. I like Gene a lot, too. Now is he on CBS?
Yeah, they need to stop paying these refs. CBS is paying Gene probably 5x what he was making working every night of his life reffing or whatever. It's like the game needs Gene Steratore. And I think Gene's probably too humble. He's from Pittsburgh to know that, but the game took a big loss when Gene Steratore left the field. Don't you think, AJ?
I agree 100%. He was one of those guys that people respected. He would talk to guys back and forth. He was respectful. It wasn't like he wasn't trying to act like he was a dictator and, hey, this is what you're going to do. Like, he would try to work with you a little bit, too, and I always respected that. But going back to that guy that worked at the bank. He said Gene would come in and always tell some good stories. Like, how often is he going to the bank, and how comfortable are you with the people at the bank that you're telling them like old war stories?
Well, that's probably down the hill there.
Yeah.
Probably right down the hill there. And I would assume when he goes in there, this guy's probably peppering him with questions, and there's probably some sort of something.
Yeah. Gene did not offer up any stories, I'm sure. I'm sure this guy peppered him with a million questions.
Yeah, and by the way, Gene's literally forced to be there. That is a place you are forced to be, have to go through said guy there. So that is a forced conversation. And we got to remember, the internet banking, is very recent here. Very, very, very recent. So Gene was probably dependent upon that place that the guy just talked about pretty heavily. I would assume there's a lot of conversations for Stare.
Yeah, before direct deposit.
Hey, Gene, saw you on TV last night. You did that index card trick.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
You think that's why Hockley got yoked up? Because he was worried. He's like, hey, if anyone tries to come charging at me, I'll just fucking smack him in the mouth.
He was a good ref, too. Hockley was a good ref.
Yeah, all the people remember are his arms, though. Like, do you know anything about how he refs?
He had some good calls.
He was good. He was always on TV.
He was a good communicator.
Yeah.
A lot of these refs, I think they forget, and maybe they're not even told this because they're just so scared not to fuck up the game, but when you're speaking in a solo shot on national television with the NFL logo on you and you're speaking about the rules of the game, you are speaking for the sport of football, right? So like the entire sport of football is being relayed out of your mouth, basically. And when they go, we said, what? Shit. 67, hold. Offense. It's like, how the hell did this? You just made the entire league look terrible right there. You know what I mean? And that's why I think Gene, Hockley, there's a couple others out there that are good communicators. I think that is a vital process in putting the old white cap on somebody.
If that's your gig, yeah. If you're the white cap and you're the speaking official, yeah, that's a big job. Jerome Boger, is that his name? He's another guy that communicates.
He's awesome.
Where's he at? He's CBS, wasn't he?
Is it Jerome?
Are you thinking of Mike Carey?
Mike Carey. There's another guy. He ref 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Was very good at replay.
What? That was a bad rollout on TV.
He was wrong quite a bit.
He's not there anymore, is he?
No, Gene took his spot.
That made the NFL look very bad there.
Yeah.
I wonder if the NFL has to approve probably, because the replay person is talking for the game as well.
Yeah. Stipulation in the contract or something.
Which it just shows you everybody can't just roll in there and do a good job on TV. That's all it shows you. Like, Sterator is good. Obviously, Mike Pereira is great. Like, he was born for that gig.
He said he wasn't that good of an actual ref, though.
Yeah.
Pereira said he wasn't. You said Dean Blandino?
Yeah.
I don't think he was ever a ref, was he?
I don't think he was.
I don't think he was ever.
Dean was never a ref?
I don't think Dean was ever a ref, no.
He's still pretty young, I feel like.
I think he was executive life and then moved over there. Like, I think. I'm not 100% sure, I think. I've had conversations with Dean while he was the head of officiating because I didn't appreciate what was going on. Called his office. Talk about Walt. That's son of a... Let's go to Anthony down there in Tampa. How's the weather, pal? About to be there in a little bit.
Oh, weather's great, man.
Probably too hot.
I just want to talk to AJ about how he's showing up early to work now, and I'm asking him if he wants to. Fuck me. I'm nervous, man. I'm asking AJ if he smokes double the cigar now that he's showing up to work early.
Okay, thank you, Anthony. Great question.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't pay attention.
I just fucking light him and smoke him.
I guess I'm up here longer, so yes, probably.
Hey, it has been nice to have you join us the last 2 hours. It's been very nice. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Hey, usually I come up early and I like to scan through the show and see what you've talked about a little bit. So yeah, now I just get to join you.
You missed a good first hour.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
I heard you dumped your pants or something last night.
So you didn't
That's
listen.
not true.
Okay.
You dumped the bed.
He dumped the bed. This guy.
Sam is an absolute angel.
I am dumping the bed, though. Like I am in a different fashion dumping. We are breaking up. Yes, me in my bed are breaking up. But I had a little bowel movement last night. Yeah, it wasn't in the bed. I'm an adult. Have a little respect, please. Jesus Christ. What's that all about?
What happened? Is this part of one of your weird fad diets going wrong?
It's not fad. This is my new lifestyle, dude. Have a little respect.
Wait, what is it? Are intermittent fasting, keto?
Yeah.
Where are we at right now?
We're intermittent fasting. But
okay, how many on, how many off?
off for 21 hours, basically, or like 20 hours, and then on for 3 to 4 hours.
Oh, you're getting back in the ring.
Oh, Jesus, AJ. What is your deal, dude? Why are you?
There's no other reason. You have this awesome, you have the cushy gig on SmackDown. Now you're like, oh, man. Well, Vince is going to want me to get in there and strap it up a little bit. So you're definitely
AJ, why do you got to be such a sack of shit?
All the time. All the time.
I'm giving you a compliment. Like, hey, you're turning your lifestyle around. This is the new you. I can't wait. You're going to be intermittent fasting from here until you are dead. So good for you.
Yeah.
I love these lifestyle changes you make.
I'm just trying to find me, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to find.
Hey, we all are. We're all on that path, bro.
I don't know how people do it. I don't know how people stick with something like AJ. Your fit lifestyle is unbelievable. Every morning, AJ's up for 2 hours in the morning, working out. He eats healthy. It's unbelievable. I've had plenty of friends, obviously, in the athletic world that do that, and it's just like some people hate eating. Actually, like, oh, I'm forced to eat and this whole thing, and they like working out. I know not everybody's that way or whatever, but man, I love to eat, and I love good food, and I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to fight that. So what I think I've done here is I have figured it out.
Yeah.
I could still eat the shitty food, but it's just a lot less of it.
In that block.
So the keto, you got to go straight salt basically and savor taste and everything like that. And then I couldn't do it. I mean, because I like chocolate. You know what I mean? I like cookies. I like Oreos. What? I like mini chewy chips. I like brownies. I like ice cream. You get it. I like the sweet tasting Reese's. I like, by the way, good idea for them to do the commercial. Sorry, Reese's.
Yes.
So they're trying to get everybody from doing what I've done my entire life, calling it Reese's. You know what I mean? But I guess it's just Reese's. But this one feels like it's the right one. I think this one feels like the right one. Although I learned a lot about the chicken nuggets that have buffalo sauce on them from one particular restaurant last night. And that is, when it gets in here, it wants to evacuate immediately. And boy, it was a long night, AJ. It was a long night last night.
I mean, didn't you like that? Did you feel light afterwards? I've had guys I play with. I believe in the Super Bowl, a guy came to me and I was like, man, how you doing? He's like, oh, good, man. I took a big dump. I'm like 6 pounds lighter. This is warm-ups to the Super Bowl. Jeez. I was like, I didn't know you were trying to lose weight, man. Congrats.
That guy dumping out 6 pounds before the Super Bowl, legend. I would like to know the decisions that guy makes. Yeah. That he has 6 pounds worth of shit in him on the biggest.
He may have exaggerated. It may have been 3, or maybe he lost some water weight too.
Is that Eddie Lacy?
Man, Jordy Nelson can take some poops.
Is it Eddie Lacy? Let's get to a break. That was very rude of you, Zito.
That's on me.
It was not Eddie.
Had Panda.
Eddie, there's another guy that got just wrongly.
Yeah, he was great.
He was unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, there are some photos, that really did Eddie wrong.
Front office told him,
photos of everybody.
hey, coming back next year, you're going to be playing D-tackle. And then he comes in at 3:30 and they say, Eddie, what are you doing? You're still playing running back. I mean, there's a miscommunication there somewhere. I don't know what happened.
All right.
Eddie is a great
I love Eddie Lacy. I loved Eddie Lacy so much. I did.
You're a terrible person for what you just did right there.
It wasn't me.
Eddie
it was
doesn't
the
deserve
front
it.
office who said it.
All right. Let's get to it. No, there's no reason for that.
Good God.
You want to tackle that? Hey, you want to tackle that guy? Good luck.
I don't. I don't at all. Ty's out here cracking jokes.
Great feet, man. Great vision, patience. The dude was a stud.
Good.
And a cool guy, you said, right?
Yeah.
Great guy. Super happy, fun, great teammate.
I was going to try
No. I want to smack the photographer in the mouth.
For releasing it.
Yeah, because that was basically the end of his career with the Packers. Like, oh, look at this fat sack of bologna. And then they got rid of him.
So that photo should have been not released because it did not look out for him at all.
Exactly.
Just like the Joe Buck release that he is trying out for the permanent. Did you hear our entire take on that thing? Joe Buck got screwed here.
Screwed.
So they said that he is vying for the permanent position?
Yeah, but that's the first time they've said that about any of the guest hosts. This comes after Aaron crushes it and LeVar Burton's trending because he wants to try it out. And then they come out and be like, yep, Joe Buck will be a guest host on Jeopardy trying out for the permanent job, the Post says. It's like, has that been for everybody and you just decided to drop that little nugget on Joe Buck's internet feed, basically? That's rude. I think that was rude.
Yeah, a little bit. I think Joe will be very good on there. He's a polarizing figure, so people will tune in one way or the other, I would think.
Joe Buck. That Poor fucking guy.
Yeah.
He's getting slaughtered.
Can't get away.
Let's get to a break. We actually have to. It's getting a little bit close for another one. See you in 4 minutes. We'll answer some more calls. Let's go ahead and bring it, huh? Let's go ahead and bring it on the phones. Let's go. 1-888-MAD-DOG-6. I think we have covered everything that should be covered. We might have something we got to hit on the other side. This is the Pat McAfee Show.
I know, I told her about it. I was like, the expectations of the New York subway. Don't worry about it.
I can hear that roar from the crowd. It's from Pat McAfee.
This environment is electric. We just walked in here, and I'm expecting some magical stuff to happen here this evening.
The guy who lost, he's been arrested and reported 13 times.
A baker's dozen is a lot of times to get caught doing something wrong and go into jail. It's almost kind of nice to see that Russian kid play bongos on his face there, but it's been awesome this evening.
As a former NFL player, who's the guy that you think would be pretty good in the ring?
The only name that came to mind was a guy named Robert Mathis, okay?
Yeah.
Robert Mathis, not only this incredibly tough man, but the way he utilized his hands as an undersized defensive end. The human cockfighting world is one that I am very intrigued by. The amount of training, the amount of discipline, the amount of strategery, everything about it. The dude's got cinder blocks attached to his wrist. I think tonight is going to be a big night against Tarasenko.
I was going to say it 3 different ways.
Tarasenko. But I just think Triple G is such a magnetic fighter, and that's why this place is lit up the way it is. I was told not to blink, keep my eyes open. I brought Visine, I brought the vitamins, and I am expecting something awesome to happen.
The winner by unanimous decision.
Hey, wait, are we on the screen right now?
Big screen in Madison
Square Garden. Hey, mama, we made it. Obviously, we had no idea what was going to happen on Thursday, April 15th, which was supposed to be the day of the announcement, by the way. Basically, everything went incredible. The only thing that did not is we did not know that the WWE was going to be firing people. 5 of the top 6 trends on Twitter were WWE related. It was me. You guys are the best! Bad Bunny, Samoa Joe, Billy Kay, and I think Peyton Royce was also trending, and so WWE was trending. So what we're saying is today was supposed to be a celebration, today was supposed to be a big day. Now it's almost like the entire wrestling community is like up in arms about everything. So we have to make the announcement within the next 30 hours, but I don't think tonight is the right time to do it with the way the world is. Now, will WWE agree to that? We'll find out. Michael Cole's calling me right now. Boy, it was uncomfortable there for a little bit.
Give us a call at 888-MAD-DOG-6. Pat wants to hear from you. No, not really. He just ran out of things to talk about. This is the Pat McAfee Show.
Welcome back to that show. AJ, I have a question for you.
What's that?
What do pranks, magic, and a guy in a bunny suit have in common?
I don't know. Please tell me.
You can see all of that and more on Big Trick Energy, a brand new show on True TV that premieres this Thursday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes! Big Trick Energy takes the prank show genre to new, mind-bending extremes with a group of master magicians who use amazing illusions to shock unsuspecting spectators.
Okay.
Trick.
And each other. Ooh. This isn't the kind of magic you'd see at a kid's birthday. No. Big Trick Energy combines illusions, daredevil stunts, and over-the-top pranks to create tricks like you've never seen before. We're excited to have the magicians from Big Trick Energy right here on the Pat McAfee Show today at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, exclusively on our YouTube stream. These guys are really amazing, and you don't want to miss it. I'm not exactly sure what to expect, but what could go wrong, boys?
Magic.
We're just putting Master Magicians live on air. And, of course, the premiere episode of Big Trick Energy airs tomorrow at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after Impractical Jokers, only on True TV. I can't wait for that, AJ.
Yes.
What is going to happen? What the fuck is going to happen?
I think they're going to have a bunch of tricks just ready to go. Just
Daredevil stunts.
Huh?
Daredevil stunts, it said in that read. I'm excited for that. Are the guys going to be jumping off the roof and stuff?
I don't know, but I got shit to do later. I can't have, you know what I mean, the pranks thing. I've been around some pranks people.
Oh, yeah.
Is it raining?
Yeah, I don't know if it's raining or
Snow melting. The snow's melting.
That snow is melting down.
Oh, spring has sprung.
Yeah.
It's great news. Anyways, I have no idea what's going to happen at 3 o'clock. Big Trick Energy Thursday night. I assume I'm going to watch it after our conversation.
Could you imagine if they made a joke and you went to get in your car later and it was like filled with popcorn or something?
I thought it was maybe blowing up.
no, can't be having that.
Daredevil stunts. What if they rig? What if they rig my truck for like a chair that explodes and like the roof opens and I go shooting up in the air?
Like an ejector seat?
And a parachute pops out at a certain altitude.
That'd be sweet. Your car would be absolutely ruined.
Bro,
but
that'd be a Daredevil stunt.
Yeah.
I'd be fucking surprised.
Remote. I mean, a remote starting, explosion would be pretty cool too.
Would your first thought, if all of a sudden you found yourself being ejected out of your truck and a parachute opening up over Indianapolis, thinking like, "Oh man, the old Big Trick Energy boys got me."
10:30 tomorrow night. See you there.
Payback's gonna be a bitch. Oh man.
Maybe
that happens.
It's a possibility.
Hey, we know you'll check when you get in your car today. You will definitely take a once over on your seat.
There'll be a full push-up, by the way, underneath the entire thing. I thought potentially a wheel was going to fall off one time. I thought somebody did that. I had to do a full. I got the did the whole thing.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. I thought
you thought someone just was taking your tires off?
I was driving and the weird sound kept happening, and I was like, "Oh, somebody was trying to kill me." Guess what? Didn't fucking happen. So I go and I had to get a full thing, and I
tighten the lug nuts.
By the way, it was as tight as it possibly could. Nobody was doing that, but I felt like a real fucking. Anyways, you're right. I will check out the truck today when I go out there for sure. I mean, I've seen some terrible pranks.
Yeah.
I'm not a big pranks guy. Watching Practical Jokers, I didn't know people did that to each other. If this is going to be anything like that, there will be some conversations to be had amongst the people that had set this whole thing up.
You've seen some terrible magic, too.
I have never seen terrible magic.
I thought you and AQ went to a show one time that you didn't love, perhaps.
You're talking about Las Vegas? Yeah. Chris Angel forced us to do a standing ovation for him. It was awesome.
Really?
Held us hostage, basically.
Was the show worthy of a standing O?
It's Chris Angel, of course. I would have stood if he didn't force me to, but he definitely forced me to. It would not end the show until everybody stood up. I need everybody's energy.
How did he work that out?
He needs everybody's energy. He had a saw that was the size of this building that was spinning like maybe 4 or 5 RPM. You know what I mean? You could see the thing. And there was a woman laying down, and he was going to cut her open and in half. And obviously, if we didn't stand and give the energy, she was going to die.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So, wasn't going to do it.
You guys are heroes.
I didn't say it, you did. But the photo shows that Chris Angel's actually the hero because he's performing for us a standing ovation. Yeah. A standing ovation. It was like, we would have stood, I think, at the end or whatever, but we were forced into it. It was a pretty good prank Chris Angel played on us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was pretty good. The lady survived.
He's been doing that show for probably 12 years, twice a night, right? I'm guessing.
Yeah, I would assume he is about done with that show, if I had to guess. That probably could be a bit repetitive if I was in there. Chris Angel, I came and supported the Biz, though. I love what he did on A&E there for a while.
Oh, yeah.
He changed the game, you know what I mean? And remember, what is Big Trick Energy? What makes this show different from other magic or prank shows? You know what I mean?
There you go.
So I was an avid Chris Angel watcher, pal.
Yeah.
He was wearing Affliction around Vegas doing crazy shit long ago. How's this going to be different? What about David Blaine? What, his ass just sat in an ice cube, basically.
Yeah. All the balloons.
72 hours. He's just hanging.
Yeah, a helicopter.
He was hanging like he was on up or whatever.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Attached to the harness.
Oh, Tony.
You know it was.
You didn't say it.
We saw it.
You didn't say
he
that.
said he said he was attached to the harness. He didn't try to hide that.
Well,
kind of.
He tried to hide the little helicopter inside the balloons.
yeah, there was a helicopter in there.
Yeah.
But that probably sped up the process because I think those balloons would have taken a long time to get up to a proper altitude for him.
True.
So he had to do that little thumb thing. Little drone. He had a drone in there that was lifting him up.
And then remember his oxygen stopped working up there, and it was
and
like,
the microphone.
and the microphone. It's like, oh, what am I gonna do? He's okay, but
See, that would be magic. You know, if he fell from that thing and then somehow reappeared on like the top of a cliff, that would be magic.
Does he have a bunch of fishes in his stomach at all times?
No, he just drinks them and then pukes them back up. Oh. Yeah. Let's go to Mike in Wisconsin. What's going on, Mike? Good show here.
Hey, what's up, Pat and the boys? We got the punter of the decade. We got Ty Schmidt and AJ Hawk. Go, Pack, go.
Oh, okay.
We got Sports Stooge. We got the resident Jimmy Fallon.
Okay.
We got Diggs over there, laughing in the microphone every 5
Show
seconds.
host.
Jimmy
He was
Fallon.
making fun.
yeah, Jesus.
Oh, Mike, you
Who's Fallon?
fucking stink. He went after him for laughing in the mic over there. You don't deserve that. You don't deserve that.
Wait, what
Diggs.
happened? I didn't understand anything.
Well, I thought he was complimenting you, calling you Jimmy Fallon. Then he said he was
Oh
laughing.
no, Jimmy Fallon fucking stinks.
Oh, dude, it's $7 billion in the entertainment
That
industry.
idiot boyfriend song is the worst.
Okay, there is some breaking news. Hey, Mike, it's a vibe, okay? We love when old Diggsy laughs. You make Diggs laugh, you feel good about it.
Best.
It's good for the show. It's good for the group. Fuck you, Mike.
You suck, Mike.
Ian Rappaport just tweeted out that Ohio State University quarterback Justin Fields has confirmed to NFL teams during the pre-draft process that he is managing epilepsy, a neurological disorder that can cause seizures, per me and Tom Pelissero, says Ian Rappaport. It has not affected football, and doctors believe he'll outgrow it as his other family members have. I have no idea what this means. Epilepsy sounds serious, though. This might be a part of some of the conversation that's been happening, maybe. How are we just now learning about this, and what does this mean, AJ?
Well, I want to know, like, has he been dealing with this for a long time, like throughout his college career? And I know I've been around some people that can have seizures, and you can manage it somehow with medication, I guess, lifestyle. I don't know exactly how it works, though, but I just want to know, is this something new that came up, or has he been dealing with it for a long time?
Yeah, because he had a lot of success. He played hella good football there at Ohio State against great competition. So I would say that they probably have it figured out. And they said other family members have had this before, so I'd assume they kind of knew this was happening. But that's an interesting stat to read whenever I have no idea what epilepsy is, though. It just sounds like it's something that they can control.
My college roommate used to get it if he would watch Pokemon or any other Japanese cartoons.
Yeah, because I do know if there's flashing lights, they say if you are an epileptic, I believe,
Yes.
please do not watch or something like that. So what is it, flashing? Is that
So an NFL stadium.
Well, there's no more. Luckily, there's no more flash photography, so that's good.
Oh, that's good.
Until full stadiums.
Well,
What does that mean? I don't know what that means. How did we just now learn about this too? You would think that somebody would have said this at some point. If it mattered, we would already know.
Why do we know now, though? Like, how do we know now with all the HIPAA laws and everything? How is it able to come out?
Oh, medical exams in Indy?
Another great question.
Because wasn't the Devontae Smith stuff from the medical exams?
Ian Rappaport is now following up. The illness has not affected Justin Fields on the field, and other family members have outgrown it in their 20s. The prognosis from doctors is that Fields should be in the same situation. Fields' symptoms have shorter and less frequent over the past few years. Okay, that's good news. By the way, happy for you, Justin.
Yeah, so it's not new. It's not new. He's already been managing it. Yeah, so it's not like all of a sudden he has to. Remember when Jay Cutler realized he got diabetes and he had to manage that with insulin and everything? He was already in the NFL by then.
Oh yeah, and I remember coming out like his energy levels. He was tired. He didn't know why. There was a lot of other stuff going on, and then he became like a big time face for diabetes. I think it was like something that we all kind of learned about together there.
I love Jay.
Best quarterback Chicago's ever had, huh?
Yeah.
Did they get back together, he and his wife?
I don't know. Dude.
Yeah, they did.
Unfortunately.
They did.
Did they really?
Actually?
They're back
I
together.
thought they were just trolling.
I thought it was just a one
No.
time. How you doing? How you doing?
They got me?
New season of Hills coming out, though, so that's pretty cool.
All right. Hour 2 is wrapping up.
Yeah.
She is the Hills, dude. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
She is the Hills.
And
Stephen Coletti.
is Spencer still in that thing?
Spank? I don't know. Lauren Conrad is
Yeah,
though.
LC will have to be there.
Shout out.
Spencer was
Oh, Spencer Pratt.
Spidey, I believe.
Yeah.
What about the drunk kid? The drunk kid that got sober.
That's Spencer, right?
No,
Jason
boyfriend.
Waller.
Justin
Boyfriend
Bobby.
for a little bit.
Man, that show,
Bobby.
that show, Bobby John, I think that show took over, crushed.
Yeah.
Then Jersey Shore
Bobby.
came.
What a good call.
Ah, this show stinks. 6 minutes till hour 3. Why? But let's talk about what happened directly outside of WrestleMania in the MetLife parking lot.
And this guy tells Zeke, yeah, hey, just follow that car right down that way.
If that awning was literally 6 inches lower, I'm dead.
Hey, who the fuck told you guys to drive down there?
So I get a text from Nick that says, call me when you can. And I never get that type of text from Nick, right?
Granted, it's unfortunate that, the boys, the Roadhawks, didn't have their WrestleMania moment. We talked about it earlier. All of us felt like we were in like a trench in World War II. Yes. Tell you what, the WWF will be proud. That's a lot of fucking destruction. I thought the entire building was coming down.
The best looking uprights I've ever seen in my life.
Hey, who the fuck told you guys to drive underneath there? I will never forget April 7th.
Ain't nothing Lady Gray can't handle.
Turn left onto 33rd Street.
They said to come to the loading dock. Yeah, they want to set up a shot, so they're going to come out with cameras and like show they were tailgating. Tailgate spot. U-turn? Is that what he's saying? We're just doing a U-turn. Want to move up?
And this guy tells Zeke, yeah, hey, just follow that car right down that way. And so we're thinking, okay, no problem. Backing up. So Zeke moseys on down this way and just fucking
God. Jesus Christ. Oh. I think it's stuck. Fuck. I fucking told you guys. Like, come on, dude.
Who told you to go through here?
These guys did.
Nah, you were supposed to come through this side, like right here. I didn't tell you to go through there.
You told me
Yeah, right down this lane here.
Fuck.
The left side.
Come on, guys. Fucking A. I'll be looking out there. Oh, fuck. So what you just heard was a RV that was clearly too tall for an awning that was hanging over. And Zito was going so fast in that the entire RV ended up under the awning.
Yep.
And it wasn't until they were all the way under that Zito said, "Oh, I think we're stuck." And at that moment, he puts it in reverse and rides back through all of it. And that's what the piercing sound of metal that you heard ripping through.
Fucking. Did I fucking everything up there? The backside fucked too? How's it going, sir? Yeah. Yeah, they just keep fucking sending us through here.
They're sending somebody out. Just hang tight, all right? Did you check the top?
It's destroyed.
Scratched up?
No, like the whole thing is. Oh, fuck. Like, they're gonna fucking send me fucking through somewhere.
Everybody all right in there?
Yeah.
Stay calm. Yeah, you're right. Stay calm, kid. They told you to go through.
I am on the bus with the rest of the WWE roster driving by. There's 2 fire trucks, there's a cop, there's paramedics, there's quite a scene.
Fucking A. How's it going, sir? No, yeah, they sent me through, and I was just like, all right. Yeah.
And we're just rolling by going into the fucking MetLife Stadium, and I get a Corey Graves. Is that your RV?
Yeah, you guys hear about McAfee's guys? Drove a fucking RV into the arena? Into the arena. That road to WrestleMania, man.
Hey, I'll tell you what, that's the furthest I've ever seen any vehicle get underneath that fucking awning. Look at the ladder on the back of the RV. It's almost fucking off.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show here, Hour 3 on SiriusXM and YouTube.com. We'll begin immediately following this beat drop from a gentleman named Twine. There it was right there. I don't know if you caught it. There was a little bit of a build. It did like a full and then bang, it came. So now the show will begin for the third hour, which is pretty cool. Joining us now, AJ Hawk. Attaboy, AJ. He's been with us for the last hour, so he's not just joining us now, he has been joining us. But to talk about something, I think you're the perfect person to chat about with it, actually. The NFL, I guess, is either testing or thinking about getting into position-specific helmets. I don't know if you heard about this or not. So in the positions, I would assume that involve a lot of head-to-head combat, they have a different helmet than maybe a skill position that doesn't have as much contact. Kevin Seifert? Mr. Kev from ESPN, of course, at SEIFERT ESPN, a guy who has been very diligent about reporting for a long time at this point. News, NFL, NFLPA approved a position-specific helmet for the first time. The right is for offensive line, defensive line. It's a specific helmet. It has bumpers installed where they often receive hits that cause concussions. VICIS used engineering data provided by NFL. The model ranks number 2 on the NFL NFLPA safety poster. Why do they not have the helmet that's number 1 then? NFL NFLPA have also been working on a QB specific helmet, but it won't be finalized until engineers get a look at new coach, quarterback, speaker technology the league is adding. So there's these super intelligent people that maybe had no idea that one day their life would end up being in the football world, but because of the amount of money and technology needed, they are there. These engineers potentially thought they were going to build rocket ships and go to fucking space. Instead, they are trying to solve the concussion issue in the NFL. There's a lot of testing that happens with these things. I remember they laid out a whole new set of helmets after the original lawsuits that happened from former players. How do you feel about the position-specific idea? I think this is smart, obviously, but I would assume players might feel differently.
I guess I would just have to try it out and see what it feels like. So you're telling me O-line, D-line, they have bumpers installed. They have a lot of like head-to-head contact, I guess, every single play, like short distance. But okay, so then what does the second level have? What's different about the linebacker's helmet? He has running collisions a lot more than D lineman and O lineman have.
Well, I would assume that the data that was provided to them by the NFL said that something that may be an additional bumper, because linebackers potentially, because you guys use your helmets as a weapon, because you guys just hate the fact that the game is evolving. You absolutely hate it at linebacker position. But I would assume maybe it's more. Maybe it's a different impact spot. Maybe it's a tighter spot than what the offensive line is. And maybe the offensive line one's just the first one that they try to specialize. I'm not saying that, but isn't this all feel for players? Like Antonio Brown almost quit the NFL because he couldn't wear the helmet that he wanted. He's not the only one, by the way, that is very, very, hey, I like my helmet, how I like my helmet. It's uncomfortable. Helmets are uncomfortable. That's just what they are. But then once you get used to one, it's a big deal. And that's a massive part of football, right, AJ?
It's a huge part of football, I think. It's always tough when you have to try out a new helmet and try to break it in. Some of them just don't break in. Some of the newer ones, I remember that they had me try sometimes in OTAs, or just there was a few helmets they had me try on. And I was like, absolutely not. I could never wear this thing. Some of the new ones just feel awful. Obviously, they look terrible, but if they help your head, whatever. I just don't know. Like when you have a list of 45 helmets and you rank them from top to bottom, I'm like, all right, well then let's get rid of 44 of them and just keep the top one then. If that one is safer for you, why aren't they all wearing that?
Well, and I think it's because a lot of players have said, I'm going to choose not to wear that one because it is absurd to look at.
That looks awful, by the way,
yes,
that helmet. That
it's absurd to look at. It looks like a space shuttle, like a space helmet. Oh, my God.
Halo.
But, guys, hey, by the way, this is going to test. The NFL almost has this in like a closed Sicilian here.
Ooh.
Because if the players come out and they say, I'm not wearing that, the NFL will come out and say, it's the safest. Player safety is paramount. That's all we worry about with every single decision we make. And the players are like, well, we like these helmets instead. They're like, well, it's not as safe. That would become that would become a thing, AJ. That would become an entire thing because that's exactly what the NFL lawyers would say. And it would be like, well, don't you guys care about your own safety? Isn't that kind of, oh, no. It's inevitable, isn't it? I just feel like it's inevitable now at this point.
It's just another negotiating tactic that they have on the table for both sides. Now, who knows how much the players want to fight against it, but I know they've made people switch out of helmets. Didn't Tom Brady had to switch out from his old school helmet, didn't he, recently, over the last year or two?
I think they made Vinatieri even had to switch out of like his helmet that he had for a long time, even at the kicker position when he was only kicking field goals. So the only time he would ever get mixed up is potential a blocked field goal, which he did, and we did, by the way. It was awesome. I saw Vinatieri in the middle of some action. I was like, my guy. He's like, yeah, it's nice to, kind of feel young again, but he was fucking so pissed about the block. I took his strap off, did the whole thing, but that's just, and the NFL has released a memo now about this virtual offseason too. So there's more and more. The NFLPA and the NFL are talking more now than I think they've ever had to in the past. Now, is it because new science and technology is available like in the helmets? Probably. Is it because we're in the middle of the first time something has ever happened in our history where everything's been shut down, now we're rolling out on the other side? Probably. But it feels like the NFL and the NFLPA are currently negotiating over a lot of stuff that wouldn't normally happen until the new CBA is up. For instance, this virtual offseason. Tom Pelissero, of course. The Arrow, Tom Pelissero, is reporting about the memo that the NFL has sent out, basically saying that the NFLPA's using these stats of injuries from last season in a misleading fashion. Like, we're going to have to zoom in here. I mean, we're going to have to zoom in. The NFL, this is from NFL management. It is sent to chief executives, club presidents, general managers, and head coaches, and Tom Pelissero, it should say down there. Chief executives, club presidents, general managers, head coaches, Tom Pelissero. From NFL Management Council, Player Health and Safety, subject off-season program injury data. As you know, the NFLPA has encouraged players not to attend the 2021 voluntary offseason program, relying on statistics purporting, to show that the lack of an offseason program in 2020 led to significantly decreased injury rates during the 2020 season. Simply put, this claim is inaccurate and misleading. Wow. Here we go. The objective data provided by experts jointly retained by the league and the union demonstrates that the NFLPA is mischaracterizing the 2020 injury data in at least the following respects. The NFLPA has cited a 23% decrease in missed time injuries in 2020. This fails to account for the fact that the pandemic resulted in the cancellation of all 4 preseason games and reduced the number of traditional training camp practices. There is simply no basis on which to conclude that the reduction in missed time injuries had anything to do with the elimination of the in-person offseason program. In fact, several types of injuries, especially those to the lower extremities, were in the first 4 weeks of the regular season in 2020. Okay.
We actually covered that.
Yeah, pretty valid. We actually, I think, because when you see a number, and especially in the world that we've come from where stats can be used for any type of story you want to tell, you got to say, who's telling the stories? Why are these numbers the way they are? The NFL comes out and says, there's some shit being left out of these stats here. Let's go to the next one now. The next one says, the same is true of the 30% reduction in concussions. There were 52 fewer concussions sustained in the 2020 season than there were in the 2019 season, but only 8 concussions were sustained during the 2019 offseason program. The jointly retained experts attribute the reduction in concussions to a number of factors, including the lack of preseason games, other training camp modifications, increased adoption of better helmets, and rule changes in enforcement during the 2020 season. Not to the lack of an offseason program when live contact between players is prohibited by the CBA. As you know, in recent years, we have worked closely with the NFLPA to ensure that the rules governing the offseason program are properly enforced and will do so this year as well. Indeed, concussions decreased by 25% in each of the last 3 seasons as a result of these efforts, rules changes, and better equipment choices. So the NFL is like, oh, you guys are now parading around something that we actually did. Hold on. This is all. That's all.
They're citing you can use the stats however you want in the NFL when you say, hey, yeah, of course, concussions will be down. We didn't have 4 preseason games. And they say, reduced training camp schedule. And the players are saying, yeah, exactly. You're proving our point. We should have a reduced schedule. We should have reduced practice schedule.
That's what we're saying. And you want to do, 3 preseason games? We wanted none. And then look what the NFLPA now just got a bunch of ammo, and they're going to shoot that back. And then the NFL is going to be like, funny you say that, because we actually did offer that up, but you wanted blah, blah, blah instead. And it's just, now it's going to, this is what I said, though. I said this was going to become a bullshit big thing when it's not. This is not that big of a deal. This is, I mean, I guess it is. It's going to be made out to be. But in the end, nobody has won a Super Bowl because of OTAs. It has helped. It is a big deal. It helps with the team. But it does not warrant a potential stare down here between the NFL and the NFLPA.
No way. And, to mention your first point, they didn't have to add Tom Pelissero to the thing because they just upload it to the Neuralink. And so they don't actually have to send it to him.
Who gets it? He probably gets it quicker, right? Because it doesn't have to go through the satellite.
He gets it before anybody.
Yeah, through the cloud.
And processed.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't just release a video of him, the whole thing.
His eyes rolling into the back of his head while it's all getting uploaded into his brain.
He is unfucking believable. I bet he was a great test taker.
Oh, yeah. Got a perfect score on his SATs.
Tom.
How does he feel?
Love that guy.
How does he feel when you tell him that he is just a mouthpiece for the NFL and the owners?
I do think he kind of took offense to it.
But he also understood, I have a Neuralink from Goodell. Of course I am.
We tried to lay it out as a compliment, because it is. Yeah. It is an incredible compliment, but we did
trust you. Yeah, they trust you with all this info, Tom. You're the one that is supposed to explain our side to the people.
Bingo. Which is what it is. But we did think there was a chance he could take it offense, so we had to try to let him know we view this as this is a compliment. I could see how this could potentially be something that you could take offense to, but we want to let you know, in our eyes, your brain is one that is fucking outrageous, and it is unbelievable what you do.
Yeah, I mean, they don't put it in the memos, but it's basically anytime the NFLPA says something, the NFL's like, tell him, Tom. I mean, pretty much.
Didn't we already explain this, Tom?
Yeah.
Didn't we already explain this?
We missed a couple paragraphs here. Tom, sit tight.
Let me turn on the light. Turn on the camera. And so the NFL has already processed this information, and they've done their own research clinically that says that their doctors say that the NFLPA is absolutely full of shit with their numbers. So much so that it's actually a 24.9% decrease. And somehow he will be spot on. Everything. I think that is a real talent, and we're lucky we get to talk to him because we get a chance to just hear that entire memo. There's no way we're reading the rest of it.
No.
There is no way we're reading it. Okay, we'll read the close. I was just told in the back, got to read the close. We are committed to working with the NFLPA, medical, and other experts in each of you to continue our progress in advancing player health and safety. That effort requires honest assessments based on reliable data, not cherry-picked efforts to support predetermined and unscientific conclusions. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to a member of the Health and Safety or Management Council staff. Period.
This is awesome. They're pissed, man. I think this. You know what I'm excited for? I'm excited for J.C. Treader, who is the head of the union for the players' side. I can't wait to see his rebuttal to this, because I guarantee you he has some stats to back up what his findings were.
So you think this is going to be Treader versus the Management Council, or do you think it's going to be DeMaurice Smith?
It'll be both, but Treader is like the face of the players right now. He's the one putting out all the stuff on the players' side. So DeMaurice is in there as well, but Treader, I think, gives the players more of a voice.
Fresh off of a great Young Rock episode, let's just have a debate.
Okay, there you go.
Here we go.
Love it.
Give me Raj, give me Treader. We want PowerPoint presentations. We want questions. We want a little bicker. Let's go ahead and have this thing out. Let's all really see how much this matters in the grand scheme of things, which is absolutely nothing. What are we even talking about?
Hard to imagine anybody going toe-to-toe with Rob.
That's what I was thinking.
I don't know Treader. It sounds like
I
AJ.
do.
Doesn't matter.
Hey, I know Treader. Raj doesn't want any part of that debate. JC's Ivy League.
Who cares?
He's like a gonzo, Pat. He honestly is like one of those uniquely intelligent guys that, like, wow, how are you still so good at football and your brain just works much differently than most of the guys out here?
Oh, your brain operates like the commissioner of this league. And you're playing in this league. It's crazy. I would like to see, I assume they're going to answer today or tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow, because the news cycle, they'll be able to dominate the news cycle. Hey, by the way, the NFLPA does have a potential PR improvement that they could potentially go through. You know what I mean? Answering these types of things with very well thought out reason, like you see what the NFL does.
Yeah.
They give it to Pelissero, and they give Pelissero the whys behind the hows, the everything like that, so he can go out and say, this is why the NFL is doing what the NFL is doing. And by the way, still, no offense to Tom, he is incredible at it. He reads every memo that goes out.
Yeah.
He knows what's going on. The NFLPA has never really done that. You know, they never really do that. In any situation, they never really think out like, oh, we should kind of let people know why we feel the way we feel and how we feel the way we feel and why people should maybe be like, oh, I got a fucking point there type stuff. Like, I think they should be leaking that information more than they do. Maybe in this particular case, this will happen, or maybe they'll be able to come to an agreement, Treader and Roger Goodell just being like, hey, it's OTAs. Do we really care, dude? Do we really care?
I mean, you would think that would be the way to go, but I think the players know already, like they start from behind, because anytime the players come out and try to say something against the owners and everyone, don't you feel like everyone just looks at the players as kids? Like, oh, you guys are just, you're athletes, you're dumb, you don't know what you're talking about. Let the adults handle this, which is the owners and the GMs and Roger Goodell.
Yeah, and I believe that happens because of the PR that has been around the NFLPA. Like you just said about Treader, Ivy League. Did anybody know that?
No. Don't think so.
No, in this room, Diggs might have known. I don't know, because he's like a draft expert guy. By the way, somebody called and asked a mid-round pick that's going to surprise us.
Oh, yeah.
Wish you would have been in here for you were doing.
You nailed it.
I'm happy I did. Kyle Trask going to go get there.
Yeah.
But like these are things that, like, you know, like I feel like there's an entire transparency arm that should come from the NFLPA that's like, the reason why this is becoming the way it is because of these reasons. And it's just like, hey, marijuana's not being tested for right now.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a big win. Huh?
Yeah.
Hey, there's a big win for the players.
Are they not testing, like they're not going to test anymore, or just not going to be suspended? What is it?
So the annual street drug test happens in a window that started on 4/20, which is hysterical.
Awesome.
And it ended after the first week of training camp. So if you got tested anywhere in there between 4/20 and the end of the first week of training camp, you were done for the year. So everybody knew, like, okay, by the time 4/20 comes around, got to be clean. Like, have to be clean. If you're not clean, you're an idiot. We knew this was happening, okay? So that's kind of what marijuana became. They're still testing for levels of alcohol, methamphetamines, I think opioids and everything like that. It's a street drug test or whatever. So I think they are still testing for that. They will not test for marijuana until training camp starts, until the end of the first preseason game or something like that. So they have changed the window on marijuana specifically, made it much tighter. So now hey, I need to be clean by 4/20 date, which shout out to the NFL allowing guys to be able to now, participate in our holiday, for a long time. It was it was like they were dancing on our grave almost.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you like it? Oh, you like it? We'll start testing on fucking 420.
Gotcha.
But boy, if you got tested on 420, what a day. What a fucking day. I would never, ever forget that feeling of me sitting around, OTA is normally pretty boring for me, punting the ball. And then all of a sudden our head athletic trainer would walk out and he goes, annual drug test day or whatever. And everybody would be like, okay, here we go. He would go through the alphabetical order, and he'd hear Mathis and then almost like, come on. McAfee, yes. Come on. Fucking right, dude. Fucking right. And then other teammates that I potentially, partook with, they wouldn't get picked until training camp. So all summer, all summer, it's just luck of the draw too. It's like, how is your summer going to go?
Lottery.
How is it's just 100% a lottery, and you got to hope that your name is called by the time OTA's finished. Because if not, they can get you randomly in the middle of the summer. They'll definitely be getting you in training camp and all this shit. It's a tough game. Now they're just like, we understand that you guys had those moments where you're like, damn it, why can't I? Now we're just shortening it down. Okay, everybody's going to be the same. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. So now your friends can't smoke without you for like 3-4 months straight, right in your face, basically. Okay, we appreciate that. That's a good deal. I'm happy the NFL and the NFL did that. Is that the last CBA, you think, or did that happen recently?
I think that just happened over the last CBA, like when they did everything before COVID or right when COVID hit, right?
That's awesome. I'm a big fan of that move.
So how long?
Maybe I go back and play.
Let's say the window starts August 1st. When would you have to stop?
Depends on your body fat. So, because it's stored in your fat cells, how much you smoke, how long you've been smoking. There's a lot of factors that go into it. For me, my quickest turnaround time is 8 days. I was a part of a rather large, like 10 to 15 blunt session the night before I got arrested.
Okay. Really?
Okay, so that was bye week, and there was a celebration happening, and I was invited to that. And I didn't smoke those right to my head, obviously. These were being shared amongst friends. Then I get the alleged incident, definitely publicly intoxicated, go into the thing. I get told, like, hey, you're going to enter into stage 1 of the substance of abuse program. You're going to get tested when you get back from your suspension or whatever. So it might have been 10 days or whatever then. And I jump roped for 10 straight days, lost 14 pounds. Lost 14 pounds.
Really?
Yeah. Because I couldn't go into the facility. I had no friends. I couldn't really do anything. My phone was broke from water damage. I mean, I couldn't go out in public. So I just jump roped like 4 times a day. And I was like, I'm not going to fail a test. I'm not going to fail a test. Because if I fail a test, then I got to be in for 27 months. And there's no way in hell I can do that. I don't fail a test. I go in 3 months, stage 1. Then I'm told on the last day, as I'm driving home to celebrate getting through stage 1 and graduating through back to Pittsburgh, I get a phone call in the middle of Ohio, okay, on the side of 70, Dr. Brown, I believe is his name. He says, congratulations, you've been moved into phase 2 or stage 2 of the substance abuse program. It's the same as stage 1, just 24 months long. And I was like, this motherfucker.
Jesus.
I needed it though at that time. Because back in Pittsburgh that weekend, I potentially get in the same exact situation.
Yeah. Get in a little trouble.
That got me in there. But I lost it in 10 days, but I got very thin. I mean, I've shown a picture of me at that. I didn't eat, I just did everything. I was going to go play soccer after that.
Did you go to like GNC and get those drinks or whatever?
No, because they started testing for that too.
Oh, they did? Really?
Yeah, they started testing for like the things that cover it or whatever.
You can't be I know guys have had to go back because it's too dilute. Like if you're too overhydrated, you do have to come back.
And by the way, veteran in the game, if you get tested on that annual thing and they send it in, you'll get a heads up like the next day if it was too diluted. So like there's been times where guys have given the test and the test administrator has said it's okay, send it in. Oh, we need another one the next day. Guy has already celebrated.
Yeah.
So it's like, whoa. So by the way, listen, it's been about 17 days. I give myself 20 days, almost maybe 3 weeks, depending on how fat Pat was at the time. Fatter me, got to start a little bit earlier, a little bit more in shape me, doesn't need as much time. I can extend it another 2 to 3 days for them to tell me my test is good. So that's what I would do at the end of this thing. But boy, it was, I'm happy they kind of cleared that whole thing up. No, I don't think guys will fail anymore, thank God.
I mean, they shouldn't. And even if they do fail, I don't know if you're put in the program right away, but either way, you got to fail 3 tests, don't you, to get suspended any games?
I don't think there's any more game suspensions ever.
Oh, you're right. I think it's just you go into the program.
Yeah, and your life's over.
So you're still in the program. You still get tested, right? But you're just not suspended.
Everybody's like, oh, it's a big, that's really cool. They don't get to miss any games. Like, yeah, still in the program, still going to get tested 8 times a month. Still have to call somebody whenever you're leaving the state and give them an address you're going to.
But what if you test positive when you're in the program and you're saying you're not suspending them? Does it? If you test positive in the program, then do you get suspended?
I would assume it's a fine. I don't think it's a suspension. I think it's just a monetary thing.
Some guy's just going to eat that fine. Some people won't care.
People never get out of the program, ever.
Yeah.
It's like set up for you never to get out of the program. So it's very, very, very difficult. I mean, I got tested in the middle of Georgia when I was Bigfoot hunting at 4:30 a.m. in the middle of the hills of Georgia. I got tested in Las Vegas, Pittsburgh, New Orleans. I've been tested everywhere. They tracked me 8 times a month, 27 months straight. It was just like, I had no chance at all.
Well, Jay Nikowski was the one that gave you the
cruise.
The
Go on
solution.
cruise. What they do? Land on boat? Fucking great call. So I started being a cruise guy that next off season. But then the lockout hit, and it was perfect because it stopped everything. And then you were given a reprieve basically until you got clean again after the lockout happened. Then they restarted the counter from then for however long. So it was like, that's why I said, I don't know how long this thing's going to be, but I'm going to go on a run here. And it ended up being like 100 some days. My body was ready for that lockout to end. I mean, I was going hard. I didn't want to do anything for the rest of the program time, but guys never get out, ever.
Well, that's bullshit how they do it too, how they like dangle that carrot in front of you like, hey, it's 3 months, you get through this, and then you get through that thinking like, okay, we're good to go. And they're like, oh, by the way, you got another 2 years in this. So.
Yeah, and then, by the way, when you're in there, there's a chance that you could potentially, just fuck up one time, maybe, and we're adding another 6 or 7 months onto it, or another 12 months onto it.
Wild.
God. But by the way, you get to be in the NFL. You don't have to be in the NFL.
Right. Privilege.
Right? So, like, I had to get to that point, too. It's like, I get to be here. I don't have to be here, all right? I could be a fucking bum out there, I guess. But this does stink. I mean, this absolutely stinks. So I want cold turkey. Nothing for, like, 25 months. Tried Spice there for a couple of months.
I was going to say, didn't you have a few encounters with Spice during the first month or two?
Yeah, that was before we knew there were zombies, please.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that was before we knew.
What did it do to you? I've always wondered. Like, I've actually seen guys freak out, and I've heard stories from different security guys around the league that have been called to like hotels when guys have lost their mind. Like, what does it do?
Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like I handle. It's going to sound bad. I feel like I handle drugs, hallucinogens, things pretty okay. Like, I feel like my body and brain at this point have done okay.
It's a safe bet. I think people wouldn't be shocked to hear that.
Yeah, okay. So I handle it pretty good. So it was just like it was a similar to a marijuana high, but then when it ended, which was much quicker, there was this massive headache. It was like, oh my God. It was like you felt as if you just smoked a chemical, right?
Yeah.
So it was like I just smoked something that I have no idea what it is. And I've told this story before. I go back to West Virginia for some event or like maybe my friend's birthday or whatever. I was sleeping on a couch in West Virginia, and a lot of smoking going on with a lot of guys that I was in West Virginia. So I go back there and I pull out my own blunt that I rolled with Spice while they were smoking their own thing. And like 2 of the guys in the room looked at me and they were like, this is the NFL, huh? Smoking meth in a blunt? Is that what you're doing? I'm like, yeah, I should not. And I was like, it is, isn't it? Yeah, somebody made that. Yeah, there's chemicals. Probably stinks. I was like, I get a massive headache every day. Oh, yeah, you're smoking meth. Oh, it's meth. Yeah, here in West Virginia, we know it is. Yeah, you're right. So I stopped that. But for like 25 months, I was just 100% sober, me and my thoughts. It's
pretty, isn't it amazing what your mind is capable of doing, Pat? You lost 19 pounds jumping rope in 6 days because you didn't want to fail a test, and then you stayed sober for 25 months.
Yeah, I'm pretty stubborn, I think. It was pretty I think we've all learned that at this point. But that was a big fuck you to the doctor, that put me in there because I think he wanted to ruin my life forever. I think that's what it feels like that's what that program is. It's like, it is just like monotonous. It's like, hey, we are going to make this a living hell for you almost, and it's like, I get it. Okay. I made a massive mistake. I embarrassed my family. I embarrassed my team. I embarrassed everybody. By the way, just lost all of my friends, by the way, because everybody that I was friends with party. Like, that's what we did. Like, I had no idea that there was fun things to do while you're not incredibly fucked up. So it was like I lost all my friends. And then it's like, okay, now you got to meet with a counselor once a week, by the way. If you miss that, there's additional penalties on the back end of it. It's like, oh. So my entire life just completely changed. But I want to get out of it. It helped me, though. Like, I think grand scheme, looking back, was very good. But there's a way that they could adjust that, I think, to make it a little bit better for everybody.
You were on call too, right? Like if you missed a phone call, like you
4
had to call. Yeah, you had to call back immediately, and they'd call you like at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Yes.
Sometimes
3:30 was that time.
I mean, the anxiety from that alone, like.
And then, by the way, you wake up, you can't pee in the morning, okay? Because you don't know if they're going to come maybe like 10 a.m. and you want to have a piss on deck to get it done quickly. It's fucking. It changed my entire life. It took me like maybe 7 months after I got out of there for every morning I wake up just be like, oh, I can piss. All right. Because I used to just have to hold that, you know, like to kind of pass the day. And then there was a rule that I found out that they couldn't test back-to-back days. Okay, so I was like, okay, so now we'll try to, we'll be able to at least do something. And then bang, one time I got back-to-back days hit in 2 different cities. I was like, God damn it. They knew.
That rule's fake.
They knew that was a lie. Somebody lied to me there, yeah. But I do like that they're kind of coming to an amendment on that. And I fucked up to get in there, but I feel like there has to be a way to fix that a little bit.
Hey, don't you feel like the league's going to save a bunch of money by not having guys in the program like that? Because the NFL does not want to bust guys for weed. It doesn't look good to the fans, doesn't look good to anybody, and they don't really care. So I feel like it's a win for everybody.
I was in there because of a public intoxication. Any drug or alcohol related thing, you go into the program. So I would have been in there regardless because the public intoxication. But you're with the weed, the piss takers. By the way, everyone I've met, very good people.
Yeah.
Like very nice. The guy in Indy that tested me, I think over 150 times maybe in a certain amount. He and I became pretty good little friends.
Yeah.
I got him a Christmas gift, I was like, hey, pal, how you doing? Here you go. How you doing? Yeah. It was very, and when it was coming to an end almost, like he knew, I knew, it was like, hey, hell of a run. He was a good guy. Like he was a legit good guy.
So,
but they're getting paid on those things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're getting paid on all those, and you don't know who's all in the program until you get in the program. Then you guys kind of run into each other at certain things. It's like, man, I didn't know. He's like, hey. 6 months in, I'm like, oh.
Stay strong.
Good luck out there.
Yes, you wait.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like one of those things.
Hey, what would happen to you? So, say you ran into that piss tester guy out to dinner somewhere, and he's with his family, you're with your family or whatever. Like, oh, how do you guys know each other? And the guy's like, well, I've been staring at this dude's dong for the last 19 months watching him piss test.
All right. Let's get to a break.
All of them were very nice. I've been tested in my house with my kids grabbing their clipboards and their piss cups. I've been tested in the stalls of bathrooms at the Super Bowl in New York. When I went there, I was doing media stuff like with 30 other people in the bathroom, and I'm in a stall with a guy watching me pee.
Hey, the hotel lobby bathroom is the best.
Yes.
Because they can't lock the door. So you have no idea. I was in Charlotte, I think, and I got tested in a hotel lobby bathroom, and a guy that was working, I think, outside, like construction guy, walks in and goes, what the hell's going? What the hell's going? I laughed so hard. I was like, sir, this is just a little test between me and my guy. I just met him. Yeah, it's a little test. He's like, good luck, man. So funny. So funny. All right, let's get to a break. We're back on the other side. I hope people got a little bit, that's this show covers that no other show can cover.
That's right.
I'm not sure how many other hosts went through a 27-month substance of abuse program administered by the NFL. Not sure how many. I'm sure there are going to be more and more as more players, feel empowered to tell their story and their opinions. But this show does have an experience that, was well deserved, but boy, it was fucking hellacious at the time.
I do wonder what your net was before everything, and then 27 months later, what your net average was after. Yeah.
I got much better at kicking footballs.
Yeah.
Much better.
It helped you out a lot.
My whole life, yeah. Everything got better after that. Literally everything. And for like 3-4 years, I would drink like a beer or two or whatever, and I would feel immediately guilty.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I would feel like terrible, I'd feel like, man, because you're talking to the substance abuse counselor once a month. I mean, we're going through PowerPoints of what I'm doing. It's like, I guess if that's how you're going to look at it, I didn't know that's how we have to view it. I was having a blast. Well, this is what you're doing to your body.
You're killing yourself. You know that, right?
This is basically what your body's doing. So for like a good 2 years after, I would say like 2 years, every time I drink, I'd be like, all right, I'm fucking up everything again. And I'll be like, I guess that's what the program's for or whatever. And it did work, yeah. Now I'm just high all the time. On CBD, by the way.
That's right.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Everything in my life has gotten better, though, since then.
It worked. That's good. It worked. Dr. Drew would be happy.
Dr. Phil would be as well.
Yeah.
I wonder what Dr. Phil would have about the practices and policies of that substance abuse program, though. Seems a little bit cruel and unusual punishment, I said a couple times.
I wonder if he changed anything around.
Well, I reached out to the NFLPA about 20 months into it, and I was like, is there any way we can maybe get me a little bit less testing than 8 times a month? I guess it's supposed to go down. I got an answer like 3-4 months later. You good, bro? Oh, I'm almost out now. Thanks.
I figured they would have told you, hey, you're going to be fucked up for a couple years after this thing anyway, so don't worry.
Oh, just what you think now's bad. Wait for that.
Yeah. Wait till you're free and you can't even drink a beer.
All right, let's get some phone calls and wrap up hour 3 before Big Trick Energy joins us. Yeah! Let's go, AJ. You pumped about it?
Hey, I can't wait. I've been trying to research during the breaks, everything. I'm excited. I can't wait to see the show tomorrow night, 10:30, right?
On True TV, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. Yes. Let's get to a break. Some phone calls on the other side. Wrap up this beautiful Wednesday, April 21st. The show stinks. I know it. You don't have to tell me. Thanks. We'll see you in 4 minutes. Obviously, we had no idea what was going to happen on Thursday, April 15th, which was supposed to be the day of the announcement, by the way. Basically, everything went incredible. The only thing that did not is we did not know that the WWE was going to be firing people. 5 of the top 6 trends on Twitter were WWE related. It was me. You guys are the best! Bad Bunny, Samoa Joe, Billy Kay, and I think Peyton Royce was also trending, and so WWE was trending. So what we're saying is today was supposed to be a celebration, today was supposed to be a big day. Now it's almost like the entire wrestling community is like up in arms about everything. So we have to make the announcement within the next 30 hours, but I don't think tonight is the right time to do it with the way the world is. Now, will WWE agree to that? We'll find out. Michael Cole's calling you right now. Boy, it was uncomfortable there for a little bit. I love Hawaii, man. Every time I go there, now granted, you make a Pro Bowl, you think you're going to Hawaii. Instead, we went to the desert in Arizona. And then the next time I made a Pro Bowl, it was in Orlando. I was like, I'm out. I mean, come on.
Were you the first group that they stopped doing Hawaii?
Yeah, I think it was like first or second group, of course. Of course. Worked my entire life to get there. I mean, it's an honor. It wasn't, though. I completely understand why guys don't go. It's like Tom Brady sitting out for another Pro Bowl. He's like, yeah, he doesn't want to drive 3 hours into the desert right now to go practice.
Go wherever he wants.
Yeah, and then the games, they need to make it just a bunch of competitions. They need to make it a bunch of contests, like the 40, everything like that. The bench, bring back the bench for the offensive linemen. Get an eating contest in there. Get the kickers to do a kicking contest. Get the punters to do a punting contest. Have that quarterback challenge that I watched on NFL Network just a couple months ago. Have that happen again for the long ball. You get Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes in there. You get Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers throwing maybe on an accuracy challenge. I like the little games that they set up for the quarterbacks. By the way, I would have went to the one in Orlando. I actually said I would go if they would have let me compete in the quarterback little carnival thing they had. And they told me no. And I was like, well, I'm not going.
Who makes that decision, the NFL?
Yeah, I got an actual letter that said no. And I was like, well, I retire and I'm not coming.
We regret to inform you that you are not allowed to participate in the quarterback
I think I would do well in that thing, by the way. I think I would do very well in it. Everything is like right in my range. Like the deep ball, I think, is like 40 yards. For me, that's that's my actual flick of the wrist. Like, you know how you watch those Dude Perfect videos?
Oh, yeah.
And it takes them, I don't know, who knows how many
thousands.
I mean, I'm not going to judge them. A lot of other people do. People say it takes them 4,000 attempts. But if you throw the ball as far as you can and it lands, then you just put a trash can there. You're like, all right, I'm just got to throw this as hard as I can again. And then it's like science is basically making you hit that.
Great way to do it.
In that particular quarterback carnival that they do, everything is right in my wheelhouse. Like I was built for it. And I told Conte, the Colts PR guy, I had a dislocated kneecap at the time. I was supposed to get surgery. He was like, are you going to play in the Pro Bowl? Because I had like a $250,000 bonus on the Pro Bowl or not. I was like, I made the Pro Bowl. I should get my bonus. And he was like, well, technically in your contract, it says you have to play in the Pro Bowl. I'm like, am I allowed to do that quarterback challenge? They're like, no. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. Jim Irsay still paid me, by the way.
What a guy.
As he should. Good dude.
Yeah, as he should, by the way. No, I don't think he should. Because the contract technically said, like, people say billionaires stay billionaires because they're stingy with their money. He could have not paid me. He chose to pay me. Good guy. That's why I think the Detroit Lions just hated Calvin Johnson.
giving the old white guys something to complain about. It's the Pat McAfee Show.
Welcome back to that show. In just 22 minutes or so, maybe less than that, we'll be joined by Big Trick Energy.
Let's go.
A magic prank show that's debuting tomorrow on True TV at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They'll be joining us on our YouTube page, youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. Can't wait for that, AJ. Are you excited, huh?
I am very excited. I'm just curious, what is this name? Where do they get the name Big Trick Energy? What is that a play on?
Well, I think it is a play on the penis size thing.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Because BDE, they're talking BTE.
Yes. Hell yeah.
Because we got BTE. Oi! Oi! BTE. Oi! Oi! No, that's what they're saying they have. They're saying they got Big Trick Energy. Dynamite!
Trick.
All right, I hope it goes well. I legitimately do.
I'm pumped.
Awesome.
If they have one good trick.
I love magic.
Yes.
That's the thing. I love magic. Went to a show, New York, off-Broadway, because there was some magician that people were talking about, my wife and I. It was like we're sitting on high school bleachers doing this show. Was involved in the whole thing. Absolutely. I am a fan of magic.
Good live show?
Huh?
Good live show?
The great live show. Really? What are you saying?
No, I was just asking.
I also saw Jay Sud, by the way, do the Robin Williams movie.
Oh, yeah, Dead Poets Society.
Dead Poets Society off-Broadway. People that think I'm not a big Broadway show guy, I actually am. We have some breaking news. Ladies and gentlemen, it involves rules. Tom Pellicero says there is a proposal on changes to jersey numbers passed per source. Break out the single digits also passed. No more preseason overtime. Okay, big stuff.
All right.
Big stuff. All right. You can tie in the preseason. We don't care anymore. We got enough film that we need. And also, shout out to the guys that used to play a skill position, then grew a little bit and got forced into playing another position, going back to their high school numbers whenever they were absolutely dominant, running around everybody. This is going to make people look awesome. I think it's a cool thing. I think you are going to see players take advantage of this. Darius Butler pointed this out immediately upon this rule being proposed. Kickers and punters are about to get punked out of their numbers at an exorbitant amount of exorbitant rate, and I'm not pumped about that, but this could be good for highlights and making everybody look cool and feel cool.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, now that they're open to, single digits are open to anybody on the team?
Yeah, anybody's allowed to do anything you want.
So do they still have specific numbers though for positions? I know there is now, but how's it work?
I would assume that single digits has just been added to every single number group. Is that what happened, Diggs?
No, the D-line and O-line are still O-line's 50 to 79 and D-line is 50 to 79 and then 90 to 99, but all the other position groups.
So every D lineman that wants a single number will just be outside linebacker.
Ooh.
Could be, yes.
Which, by the way, changes the franchise tag, which could potentially change everything for people. That is why this rule is such a big deal, because now we're about to see people get classified as different positions because they're going to want to go back to their high school numbers.
Well, I mean, it's kind of disappointing, though, the interior D lineman can't wear single digits. That's always fun in college when you see the interior D lineman wearing number 1 or number 2, and you're like, yep, obviously that guy's a stud.
And they're quick, by the way, explosive. It's just like, I could imagine you playing running back at a place. Oh, I could imagine you playing quarterback before you became a much bigger, more powerful person. So it's a shame for the D-line. By the way, the D-line will figure out a way to get around this. If I know anything about D-line ingenuity, they will figure this out somehow.
You think if Aaron Donald wants number 1, they're going to say, not a chance?
Sorry,
He's going to say, give me fuck. I'm wearing 1, period.
They probably asked Aaron Donald if he wanted to go to a single digit before actually making this rule change.
How should we vote on this, Aaron?
Somebody reach out. Does Aaron Donald want just 9? Somebody, if he doesn't, then nobody fucking gets it. How about that? And Aaron's like, no, I'm keeping 99. They're like, nobody gets it then. Love that. There's some other shit going on in the NFL. Levante David has come out and talked about the Jameis Winston Eaton dub motivational speech. And I do like, just from hearing his quote, that it was something that was talked about in the locker room immediately following the game, where the speech had already gone viral. The memes have already been created. The GIFs were already out there. Levante David said, I was right in the heart of it. My boy Jameis, he says. So that's him saying, my guy, my friend, I like Jameis. He's a very, very, very energetic animated guy, okay? Let's set the tone here, okay? That was just something that he thought of off the top of his head, David said. And he came out with it, and it was weird, man. It was weird, honestly. He knows it was weird. Everybody wasn't really thrilled with it for a hype-up speech, but unfortunately, that's going to follow my guy, Jameis, for his whole career, okay? So this kind of gives us a look into the locker room after that game, which I believe we talked about on either this show or another show where we were like, at some point, a teammate's going to be like, what the hell happened there? That backfired. It's nice to know that Jameis had the respect of his locker room, though, before and after that entire thing.
Hey, it's the old saying, what, shoot or shoot, man. Jameis is taking his shot. Why not? You got to go out on a limb. As General Bob says, why not go out on a limb? Isn't that where all the fruit is?
Is that what General Bob says?
That's a classic General Bob that he stole from Jim Tressel that was in our winner's manual in college. Bob has been using for 20 years. Incredible.
Winner manual, like to be a winner, or like the winter, like the season?
Winner's manual. Coach Tressel had this thing every morning. We would sit and you write in it, and there's all these cool things he puts together in it. But that was in there somewhere. Bob has like 30 things from the winner's manual that he memorized that he uses on a daily basis.
So that's Tom Pelissero of the Jim Tressel winner's manual is General Bob Carpenter. He probably used it to rally the troops to get Big Ten football back. I wonder if Jim Tressel, who is now a Penguin, has sitting back there and go, my words motivated a general to win an army to get football back. He's got to feel pretty good out there, I guess. Jesus.
He's got to feel very good about it. And if you ever want to have some fun, get General Bob and Coach Tressel together, because Coach Tressel started telling stories about what it was like to coach Bob right in front of him, and it's amazing.
So General Bob loves Jim Tressel, yeah?
Oh, absolutely.
Does General Bob still have the manual?
Oh, I bet he has all 4 of them from his 4 years. Yeah.
Oh, what's another one in there? What's because the one I love from Rich Rodriguez. I mean, there's a couple. You know, don't piss down my leg and tell me it's raining. That's a good one. Okay, so that's about telling the truth, not being a liar. Another one from him is I'm not a thermometer. I'm a thermostat. Thermometer tells the temperature. Thermostat sets the temperature. That's one of my favorites of all time. That really is. I use it every single day when people tell me, like, oh, other people are doing this, other people are doing this. It's like, thanks for telling me. I'm fucking up here. Go ahead and set the entire temperature now. There had to be many more, I'd assume, from Rich that I can't think of off the top of my head. But I would love to maybe the winner's manual. I would love to see that thing.
Right, and into the pointed one from Rich Rod is pretty sweet.
Oh, yeah. You know, when you point a finger, there's 3 fingers pointing back. So make sure you let them know that it's every fucking thing points your direction. Rich Rod is the best.
Him talking about the Yankees, that's also
not yet. Hard edge. I saw a video of Rich Rodriguez mic'd up coaching down at University of Louisiana Monroe, and I watched it. They actually added me in the tweet. Right? They're like, at Pat McAfee show, Coach Rich Rodriguez mic'd up for his first practice or whatever, and I watched it. I sent him a text. Okay, I sent him a text. I was like, hey, awesome watching you coach again. It was really cool. Have you lost your hard edge, though? Are you? And he goes, no, it's always hard edge, Pat. Please. Please. They probably edited out some of my good stuff. He's awesome.
Did you guys have, like, cameras at one practice one time and he kind of...
Oh, you thought that was what practice was? Yeah. He's the best, dude. Most intense human of all time. I actually, looking back on it, have nothing but the utmost respect for how passionate he was on every part of his life. Was like, we got to win fucking games. And that is literally all he knew there for a long time. But he was hysterical. He needs to write a winner's manual. I'd love to hear that. I would quote it every day like General Bob does the gym.
I mean, Coach Tressel did write a book, the winner's manual. It's not the exact thing that he would give his players, but he wrote a book. I think it's called the winner's manual.
He coached at the Colts for 1 year.
Oh, I know. He knows you.
Special teams advisor.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I know Jim Tressel. Yeah. Pretty good conversations with Jim. I asked a lot of questions. He said, show me on film where that has worked one time. That was one of his quotes, and I loved it. I was like, yeah, all right, I will. Back to the drawing board. He was doing some other thing. He was advising in a couple of different areas, but he loves special teams, I guess, right?
Yeah, he always said punt, the most important play in football.
It is, by the way. Is there some rules changing? Is it that the punt is on first down? No, Tom Pelissero is reporting that, as expected, teams are also approved the competition committee's proposal for expanded booth to official communication. A popular change that should lead to fewer errors with objective calls that are clear on TV, such as possession, complete, incomplete, etc. Hopefully this will speed it out. There was a Sky Judge rule that was being put in where they would have added an official in every single building. For whatever reason, that was not looked upon highly, but the idea of expediting the process with getting, a little bit more communication for the ref who doesn't have a chance to see the 4K 15 replays in super duper slow-mo at the snap of a finger like everybody else on earth can. This seems like a logical move. I'm very pumped up about this, AJ.
So what are they adding? If they're not adding another person like the Sky Judge, what are they going to have that it didn't have last year?
I think instead of a challenge having to happen, before the challenge even happens, a blatant and obvious one is potentially relayed in, like, pick it up, it's bullshit, or it's an incomplete. I think that's
so they'll buzz them. Will they buzz them down and tell them, like, yeah, you missed something?
I think so. I think that is how it's going. If I'm reading it accurately, we would have to get more out of the Neuralink to find out more.
Right.
But it feels like that's probably what's going to happen. This speeds up everything. This is smart. Yeah. This is a good idea. I don't know the execution, how they'll end up doing it, or what will be told on how they're doing it. I don't care. As long as these refs aren't being put in a position to have to make an obviously bad call that they can't change unless there's a challenge and a 3-4 minute wait, 5-minute wait. It's just like, let's go. Hey, let's get to it at this point.
Well, and they said it on clear and obvious stuff on the TV, right? That like the fans can see. So it's not going to be like they're going to be going down for every single call. It's just the stuff. It's like, hey, you clearly missed this. Everyone knows you missed this.
And by the way, this is probably your last game, so
don't worry about it.
Hey, will this work? Let's say you don't have any challenges left as a coach in the second half. Could this overturn a play that you would challenge but you can't if you're out of them?
I think this would be. Yes, I think they're hoping that somebody won't have to challenge and use a challenge early in the game, and I would assume
it's going to be a weird lag. Don't you think there'd be a weird lag? Like if let's say something happens, there's not a flag thrown, something happens, and the coach you have to wait to see if the ref gets buzzed. He's sitting there with this challenge flag, ready to throw. Like, hey, come on, I don't want to use this.
Well, and then teams are going to run hurry up, just like in the under 2 minute situation where you're not allowed to challenge anything, and it has to come from up above, and then that there's a hurry up. Even in the regular, there's going to be a lot. This is going to be. But I'm happy we're making progress here, utilizing technology to hopefully make the game better if it's put in the proper hands.
Yeah.
Now, who's being tasked with executing? I mean, that's who we're going to have to. That's who we're going to have to judge.
And do they have the same standard that we're all operating on?
Yeah, put Gene Steratore in this.
Give it to Gene.
And just let Gene do whatever the hell he wants to do.
Yep.
Just give him like one of them TVs, like old Batman guy had down in the basement.
Lucius.
And then just fucking let him just.
Don't complicate.
Wrong. Just buttons the whole thing. That'd be great if he could do that. Let's go to Sully down here in West Virginia. What's going on, Sully? Let's go Mountaineers.
Not a lot. Go Mountaineers. Yeah, I was actually mistaken your sophomore year for you multiple times.
Here we go.
On campus.
Here we go, Sully. I appreciate that. I understand.
Send a pic.
AJ.
I want to see.
All right. Sully, what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I actually met you. I had an LED belt buckle on High Street, and you approached me one time.
Oh, yeah.
And the whole thing went well.
Those are sweet.
Until someone said that you look like me, and you seemed a little pissed off.
I mean, if it was High Street, dude, I apologize. I mean, that's Baghdad out there, pal. You know, you were out there with an LED belt buckle. You understand how it goes. What do you want to talk about?
I do. Yeah, after that, my 1 year at WVU, I started pipelining. Did that for a couple years, and then
laying pipe.
Tom Petty was playing on 420 in Pittsburgh.
Hell yeah.
Damn, that's a good day.
Did you go?
I went and enjoyed the whole thing, except for getting lost in the huge crowd. But
did you smoke dope?
Which leads to the next thing. I got drug tested the next safety.
Laying pipe. It's not your fault. You're at Tom Petty. They should have understood that. That should have been a real answer there. Thanks for the call, Sully. So I got pissed off about it, the way he looked, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes, he didn't look much like it.
You know, I mean, the LED belt buckle I would wear, and I appreciate it. That's probably why I actually.
Yeah. Where'd you get that?
Hey, I love what you did there, dude.
Spencer's. But you're 5'5", 350, so we kind of look a little different. I'm sorry, buddy.
It does happen to me. Nobody ever thinks like, well, I take it because I'm not a great-looking guy. But whenever some of these photos get sent to me about me looking like people, every day I get confused for you. Some people say, I'm like, God damn it.
Any fat dude with a beard, I get it too, man.
Yeah, I've been getting photos of Richard Jewell every day for the past 2 months, so I understand what you're going through.
That's a good one.
You know, but some of these moments have led to me dabbling with different diets, and I have landed on the one that is probably going to be until the day I die, which is pretty cool. So thank you for the internet for doing that.
They help you out sometimes.
Thank you, Sully. I appreciate you. Let's go to Matt in Ohio. What's going on, Matt?
Hey, Pat, what's going on? How you and the boys doing today? AJ, OH?
I.O., big guy.
All right. My question is, you guys go through delivering the mail every day? I get on my walk during the summer. Pat says he likes to eat the old cookies, the whole row.
You stink.
Just deliver mail. You can eat the whole row every day.
Don't say that to him.
I'm going to say it to him. I'll say it to you.
My question is, we know Joe Burrow had the big injuries, and we've had some guys in the past, Tom Brady, Carson Wentz. Do you think Joe can come back from that ACL injury? And I'll just listen up while you guys give your response.
All right, thanks, Matt. OH, Matt.
I.O.
Hell yeah.
Bingo. That was fun.
There it is.
What's your problem? I don't understand it. I just don't get it at this point. With all the harm that you have done to, now I'm learning you potentially gave Justin Fields epilepsy because you didn't say I.O.
Wow.
That's what people are saying.
That's rude. I would absolutely respond to Justin Fields if he gave me an OH.
Okay. We appreciate you for listening while you're delivering the mail, I believe. Shout out, Matt. We appreciate the hell out of you. I don't remember what his question was because I was so flustered by
Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow's coming back.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Joe Burrow's coming back.
He plans. Didn't he say he's optimistic that he will be in the lineup week 1?
Yeah, he
Head
did.
schedule, he
But he also said he can't roll out yet or throw in that same article.
Yeah, but that type of stuff comes quick. You know, after you get to 1 point, there's things that come. We got nothing but time. I mean, who knows what's going to happen with the OTAs? A definitive answer on that maybe tomorrow.
Ooh.
Yeah, you should listen up tomorrow.
Here we go.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, but it's a tease. And here's a good tease. Chris Mad Dog Rooster, Mad Dog Unleashed, will be on your radio station next. He's much better than our show. AJ, do you have anything to say to these people?
I wish I did, but no, I'm just too excited for Big Trick Energy coming up here in about 5.
Yeah, we do have Big Trick Energy on youtube.com/the Pat McAfee Show. Chris Mad Dog Rooster, a much better sports talk show host than I, will be on in 6 minutes. And we'll be debuting a vlog on our YouTube page at 6 p.m. behind the scenes of last week. I think it's worth a watch. Foxy killed it. We'll see you mañana. Yeah, we're releasing a vlog at 6 o'clock at youtube.com/the Pat McAfee Show. I think we're calling it Mr. Friday Night. Did any of us know that I was going to call myself Mr. Friday Night until SmackDown started and I called myself Mr. Friday Night? No. That is a true thing. I had no idea what I was going to say. I call myself Mr. Friday Night. Now we have an entire vlog series about that thing, and that's a lot of pressure out there. Hopefully it does well. But Foxy killed it. Foxy fucking murdered. How long is it? 8 minutes? 8 minutes and 30 seconds?
Yeah, 8:30.
It's like a short film.
There we go.
It's like a short film, AJ. It's coming out at 6 o'clock.
All right, what Foxy knows, like you guys know, I always praise Foxy for the work he does. I remember watching him down in Orlando film your specially made shoes you had for your match, and he's just slow panning 360 around and doing all this stuff, and then he's on his computer grinding away all day long.
Yeah, that's what Foxy does. All he does is work, you know what I mean? But that B-roll shots is what it's all about with the artistic value. But actual shit happened behind the scenes last week. Like, a lot of shit actually happened, and I think we got a chance to actually capture it as opposed to when we don't. That thing will be coming out, I think, once a week, maybe every other week. I'm not 100% sure.
Nice.
But it is... I'm pumped for the world to see. And we chose 6 o'clock to debut it because our analytics had told us that is the high traffic time for our particular channel.
Really? Oh, I guess people get home from work, check the old channel, see what Pat's up to.
I don't know. I have no idea. Or maybe YouTube is just like, 6 o'clock, here's this stooge, if you want to. Sure. I don't know how it all works, but that's just what our analytics told us, and I think Foxy killed it. Big Trick Energy is joining us here in, 2 minutes or 3 minutes or whatever?
Come on.
Get him on already.
I'm legitimately nervous.
What's your first question?
First question is, son of a...
We're all YouTubers here.
No, it's the third question. Come on, go.
Hey, I might just hang out and enjoy the show, so I might not even ask it.
What? Well, do you want me to send you this?
Yeah, unless you send me that, I'm going to have to be silent. I didn't get it. I wasn't.
Connor,
I need
will
to be
you
in the
please,
chat.
will you please send it? What is Big Trick Energy? You know, what makes this show different from the other magic and prank shows? And then we'll just kind of go from there.
Okay. Yeah.
Need you to ask, though, there's a tradition career path for athletes going from college to the pros. What does it take to become a professional magician? Need you to...
I mean, Connor really just sent it to me. So
we don't know if it's a gimmick or not. We have no idea if it's a part of the thing. We're not ruining it.
It's not a gimmick, but it may be. So I'm sure they've been doing press all over. I'm sure they've had a lot of these probably had the same questions asked to him over and over again.
No.
These were
AJ.
specifically made for us. It says interview thought starters.
They need one spoon trick, and we're good.
You like the spoon tricks when they bend them and stuff?
Yeah, just one thing that's just going to be boom.
Mind
You got it.
melting?
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
See, I think the thing is, if you can do magic on TV or as content, you're incredibly talented.
Yes.
Not easy at all. I watched the Fool Us show with Penn and Teller. I watched Chris Angel. I watched the Carbonaro Effect. I've seen shows on Broadway, off Broadway. John Dornbos gave me a show out in New Mexico at a golf outing for like 2-3 hours, and then again at the Pro Bowl. I am a magic fan. It is not easy to do via video.
New Year's Eve, Carl Magic.
Oh my God, Carl!
the hashtag.
Throwing cards through the theater.
Is he on Big Trick Energy?
He's not on Big Trick Energy, but we do, ladies and gentlemen, currently joining us, the host of a show that'll debut tomorrow at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on True TV. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris, Eric, Wes, and Alex, the Big Trick Energy boy. Let's go, Big Trick Energy. How you doing?
Right, baby.
How you guys doing, man?
Touchdown.
Oh, nice. Nailed it, Chris. I think you're Chris, right?
What's that?
You're Chris, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Hey! Okay, then Alex with the good hair, I think. Alex with the good hair. Is that you, sir?
Oh, yeah. What's up? Oh, you just made his fucking day. His head's going to grow exponentially bigger after that comment.
All right, now in the back. Let's go. Wes is that one. Yep, that's what I thought.
Nobody out here.
Atta boy, Wes.
Yep. The guy that looks like every sitcom dad.
Oh, yeah.
Every extra in Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, Bland White. Yeah, got it. I get what you're saying. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. And then obviously Eric over there. We appreciate you guys.
Eric, you're not even in.
Hey, hey, Eric, how's it going, man? You just made yourself appear. Boom. Hey, magic joke. You did a football one earlier. So like the Big Trick Energy show. What is Big Trick Energy? How the concept come about? And what makes it different than previous magic or prank shows? Because we're excited about it. I'm a big magic prank guy.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, first of all, what makes it different is the fact that there's 4 of us. There's usually magicians are just solo. They have all these magical powers, and they never mess up. That's not us. Okay. We're very open to messing up. Right. We've messed up. We're like, yep, keep it in. We've been doing this for a long time. We understand that there are ways to do the things that we do. We're not gifted with powers or anything. We've just practiced. Speak for yourself, man. Maybe
hey,
I am like that.
Eric's got superpowers down there. Go ahead.
But yeah, and I mean, the idea came about. We were all just hanging out. We were making YouTube videos together, and we decided to pitch this idea to the network, and they bought it right away. They thought it was right up their alley, and here we are.
Congratulations. Not easy to do. Congrats, especially on True TV. There's only a couple shows that run there. They run a lot, and they're very good shows. Go ahead, AJ.
Oh, I know you guys have been friends for a long time, and you seem to have a great rapport. Like, how long have you been pitching this kind of show, and what have you been doing leading up to this?
It's not
we pitched it last year. We pitched it January 2020 and filmed it January 2021, believe it or not.
These guys pitched it on zero sleep.
Really? So what you have to do? You had to go in there and do a full pitch deck? Was that a whole thing?
Yeah, we linked up with Degar Production Company and hit them up. They're great people. They're Magic fans. They love the idea. And then Wes and I went out to New York and LA, hit up a bunch of networks, and really hit it off with True.
We'd already filmed a few things for YouTube. We were going to just do this on a YouTube thing. And we had like a couple big pranks and whatever we'd done on each other. So we had like so much shit to show them. And they were like, oh, wow, let's just put this on TV. Yeah, it worked out well.
So I saw like the beginning of the pilot. I didn't want to watch the whole thing because I would like to watch it live, and I'd like to talk to you guys first before watching it. But we appreciate you guys sending over information. I got a little bit of a Jackass feel there at the beginning. I assume that was on purpose. Is that kind of like something that you guys were fans of? I assume the whole world was. And how would that work in 2021? Because everybody assumed like that type of shit's potentially dead, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a fine line to walk across, you know, in today's society. But I mean, we did a great job, and the head of production, he actually worked on Jackass back when he was at MTV.
There you go.
So we had, that was definitely in our heads.
And like adding a little bit of jackass to a magic show, that's never been done. So that's where it makes it fresh all of a sudden.
Wes had a great quote. He said our magic show is the only show where if you remove the magic, people would still enjoy it. You know?
Oh, because there's moments and shit. There's other things happening.
Yeah, if you take out the magic in any other magic show, you don't have a show anymore.
Yeah.
True.
I used to be a magician. I don't have a show anymore. AJ, go ahead.
Who do you guys? I guess how long have you been into magic? I know I think of David Copperfield, David Blaine, Chris Angel. I don't want to leave anybody out.
Penn and Teller, please.
Yeah,
there you go.
Are those the
Houdini?
magicians?
They're the goats. Yeah, 100% they are.
Absolutely.
I mean, mind you, we're friends with most of these guys, or we've hung out with them. The magic community is pretty tight, but we still look up to guys like that, like David Blaine, Penn and Tellers, the Copperfields.
Have you guys been on Fool Us? Any of you guys been on Fool Us?
We have. We're two foolers right here. We fooled them, man.
Both of these guys have fooled Penn and Teller.
Oh, so you got the FU trophy at the end there.
The FU trophy right on our bookcases at home.
I love that show. I have no idea how many people watch that show, but I'm one frequent watcher of that show.
I love it.
Hey, congratulations. I should have remembered you guys.
It really shows you watched the show and you didn't know we were on it.
Here's the other thing. These two guys were the only ones, and afterwards we talked about this, and I'm like, why isn't anybody showing how they did their tricks? So these two guys, straight up after it aired, made full-length videos of how they fooled them.
Oh, like
the millions of hits.
The Masked Magician. Isn't that kind of... Yeah.
Leave that guy's old news.
To hell with that.
Doesn't come up with any of the tricks. They had to invent these tricks and then tell people how they did them.
And Pat, in our new show, we reveal a trick in every episode too.
Every episode.
Hey, I learned a trick, by the way. You guys... I don't know if you guys. I might win an FU trophy from you guys. I used to be able to. Make a handkerchief go into my hand, and then I would make it disappear. I don't know if you guys know that. I learned that.
From familiar?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know that trick. I mean, I could teach you too. We could do a whole thing where I can make.
We could say as a good rule of thumb as a magician. To have that trick in your arsenal.
Oh, so you just did the Penn and Teller thing right there. Is that how magicians talk to each other? That's awesome if that's the case. But John Dorenbos, former long snapper for the Eagles, then he went down to the Saints, open heart surgery. Friend of mine, I actually know him. I've gotten a chance to see him. And whenever I started talking about that trick or whatever, I started talking because I was infatuated with it. I was doing it everywhere. I wanted to do it on the field as a celebration. I did it on golf courses. I did it as stand-up. I did it everywhere. I was like fucking, everybody was doing this thing. So John called me. He was like, you got to stop. You got to stop with this whole thing. He said, I can get you connected, though, with people on tricks and stuff. It does feel like the magic community is a very tight community. Do you think there's a chance you guys are going to get magic beef if this show does well and other shows don't?
We've had magic beef.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I've been putting, I've been teaching people magic on YouTube for almost 10 years. So yeah, magic community's been, up in arms about it for a while until the channel got so popular that they wanted to be on it to start showcasing their own stuff, right? Then they start hitting me up after that. But
the thing that brought us together is that we met at a magic convention around the bar. We'd always used to congregate around the bar, trying to get away from other magicians because they're so fucking corny. They're so awkward. We're trying to get away from them, and that's how we found each other.
Okay, so I can expect no corniness tomorrow night, 10:30?
None.
Just a little.
Maybe this guy. Maybe this guy.
That's the corny one. This son of a bitch with the good hair is the corny one. That's what I'm learning here. Big trick energy.
Mr. Steal Your Girl over here with doves and stuff.
Oh, nice. Hey, you don't talk much. Are you like the teller of this whole thing?
Yeah, he's like a strong
Give it a try, Alex.
You can do it, Alex. Come on, give it your best. Maybe you got English subtitles for Alex?
Okay, all right. I see how it's.
Oh, you guys got props. I love that. So will we see any tricks we have not seen before on this show? And do you do an immediate, so like I watch Shark Tank a lot as well. They do follow-ups on how companies are doing from like 75 episodes ago. I already forgot about that fucking company. Can we learn about what's going on tonight or whatever? Will you guys be showing people how to do tricks that you do during the show, or is it just other tricks?
Basically, 90% of the tricks, maybe even closer to 100, are tricks that we created. Yep. So that was probably one of the hardest. We didn't do this alone. We had the best magic consultants in the world work with us. And these guys have worked on shows like David Blaine's, and they've worked with the Copperfields, the Chris Angels, and all these dudes, right? So they know what's up. And they actually worked with John on some specials he did recently as well before coming out. But Yeah, these guys helped us create a lot of magic, and most of the magic you're going to see on the show is 100% created for the show.
Oh, that's awesome.
What about right now? Are you able to show us or teach us a trick, and especially all the people?
Well,
we do both.
we actually have something planned, especially for you guys.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you guys were aware.
Yeah.
Did you guys know we had something planned? Yeah,
hold
we
on
had
one
something
second.
planned for
Hey,
you.
Eric, hold on one
Check
second.
your truck,
I have a
Pat.
question. No, listen, if you blow up my truck, listen, I heard that there's potentially some charades going on here, and I'm not a prank person, but I do watch prank people, so I have no idea what level of this is going to be or whatever. If you guys blow up my truck, epic, obviously, but I'm going to be pretty fucking pissed. Just want to let you know.
TV, man.
Hey, I understand.
Way away from the blog. We messed his car up, and it did well.
Yeah, in the pilot, they crashed my BMW, and I really, truly had no idea that they were going to do it.
Oh, so it has like an Impractical Jokers kind of like, hey, like kind of abuse your friends type situation potentially.
Yeah, a little bit.
no
bit. Yeah, for no reason.
We're such good friends. We know each other's strengths and weaknesses really well, so we can play on that. As long as we let our audiences in on what those things are. But we have a lot of fun, man. It's for real. There's no fake. There's no
fugazi.
acting. It's for real.
So go ahead.
How do you is there something you have to think about to do magic on TV though? Because in 2021, everybody's got to be like, it's bullshit or whatever, right?
Obviously, there's so much to think about that people don't realize because we have to amplify the trick. Whereas in real life, I can perform a card trick to someone, blow their minds, and they'll be like, wow, that's the best trick I've ever seen. And then they always tell me, I watch magic on TV all the time, but seeing it in person is so much different. So we have to go the extra mile to make it even more impossible and look at all of those different scenarios where you could try and figure it out at home using camera cuts and stuff and eliminate those from the equation.
Right? Okay, so you have to outthink me trying to outthink you.
Exactly.
Pat, you also don't even get credit for some shit. Like I was doing a trick where there's like 50 balloons floating in the air, and I got to take out a slingshot and hit the correct balloon. Well, I actually did it. And everyone's like, oh, that's such a great trick. What a cool trick. I'm like, it's not a trick. I hit the balloon. Zero.
Yeah, but on the internet, right? You guys know, we're all YouTubers here. You know on the internet that type of thing, everybody else is like, oh, they've done 700 attempts at hitting that thing.
Or CGI.
Or
we work hard.
That's why we wanted to do something to you, actually. Wanted to perform something through the screen in your studio, and hopefully it's going to work. You down to see it? Or
Yeah, AJ seems very excited. I'm pumped. Can't wait. Let's do it. Hey, big trick energy vibes right now. You know what I mean?
We have a special guest, I think, in your studio right now. Is that correct?
Is there a giant bunny?
Is there? We make a rabbit in your studio. Can you see anything?
What the hell?
Turn around. See that?
The fuck?
Yeah, there you go.
What?
All right, now there's
don't open it just yet.
COVID.
Yeah. So, Pat, here's what's gonna happen. In my phone. It's like a bad elevator.
Who is it? Take his head off. Who is it?
He's a bunny, obviously. What the fuck?
All right, Pat, check it out.
Pat, check this out. On my phone, I have a list of basketball players. Okay, for 100 basketball players on my phone. Okay. It's in my notes. Can you name a number between 1 and 100? Make sure it's random. Make sure I couldn't possibly have known the number before.
Okay, 1.
1?
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Let's
It has to be between 1 and 100.
Let's go. 47. 47.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
Okay, I got you.
47?
Yeah.
Look, if I go in my notes here, hold on. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Yeah, you pulled it. I have basketball players.
Hey, what else you got in there? Okay.
Okay. All right.
Oh, Luka there at 10, I see. Did you rank them? Is this your official ranking?
What number did you say?
47.
47.
Dwayne
If you
Wade.
can see that. Who's number 47?
Dwayne Wade? Wade County?
Is that right?
Yeah.
Dwayne Wade. Okay, so you have a can. You've been holding the can this entire time, right?
Yeah, this stupid bunny.
Yeah.
Okay,
Gave you a can of magic mushrooms, okay?
Oh.
Can you open the can? Inside there's a prediction.
Oh! Jesus.
What a reaction.
Where's the prediction?
So stupid.
That's so stupid. That was our entire budget right there.
Yeah, big trick energy. That's big.
So wait, that's not the trick. Wait, there should be something in the can.
Yeah, there's no mushrooms or anything, though.
There's a piece of paper?
Yeah.
Is there something down there? No?
Yeah, it says, ask the bunny to turn around.
Hey, bunny, turn around.
Turn around wearing Yeezys, I see. Slinkies, mushrooms, bunnies, Dwayne Wade. How you doing? You could have never known that. You could have never known that. Thank you,
That
buddy.
bunny's also a stripper. Bring it back.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. Holy shit. Yeah, buddy. All right, so now is the part of the show where you tell us exactly how that happened. You know what I mean? Now's the time, right?
We spiked your drink.
You can't trust anyone in your office.
Yeah, well, I'm learning that. I do
Also
appreciate
true.
it, though, because that was a good, natural reaction. That was unbelievable. Obviously, we appreciate you guys so much. Good luck with Big Trick Energy. We're not supporting, or we're not giving enough credit to your YouTube pages because we don't have enough room on the page. I apologize. But everybody should check out these dudes. Obviously, their YouTubes are better than ours because of what they just proved right there. Thank you so much. Good luck with Big Trick Energy.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you, BTE. 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 All right, see you, man. Have a good one.
That's crazy, huh?
Where are you?
How'd they do that?
I have no idea how they did
That was wild.
Great trick.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
He did have Dwayne Wade ranked as the 47th best basketball player of all time. I think if he did show which he did show.
He did.
How did he know?
I don't know.
One would have.
Well, he also wasn't prepared for one.
That
would not have
kind of an
worked.
asshole answer by me. Kind of an asshole answer. Kind of an asshole answer. That was unbelievable.
But after seeing that, if you would have said 2, they'd have been fucked. 2 is LeBron James.
But I didn't say it. I said 47. They knew I was going to
Went
say.
home, dude.
They knew I was going to say. The bunny just hopped back into his hill or whatever the fuck. The bunny's got to go to another studio. BTE tomorrow night, 10:30. You know what I mean?
I assumed it was Billy Tubes in there.
It was not Billy Tubes, but the person it was in there did make me laugh pretty mightily.
That was awesome.
Pretty mightily. Shout out to Big Trick Energy, dude. Shout out.
I can't wait.
I got to go get on a plane, all right, to get down to...
You up to some?
I'm up to something. Hey, I'm up to something, dude. I got a big trick. Bro, I should debut a trick on SmackDown.
Oh, do it. Take that cannon and have Cole open it up and things all fly.
You could do the...
Man, dude, imagine if this thing goes on a computer again. That would have been... What a moment. What a moment. By the way, nothing spilled, AJ.
Huh.
By the way.
Interesting.
Exploding can. Nothing got spilled. That's what I do.
First off, that desk is a joke, but did you really not know that Bunny was in studio?
Hell?
I did not know. And I do believe not telling me exactly how that was going to play out was a good idea. Happy the truck didn't get blown up. Happy I didn't get covered with some sort of fucking wet thing, which I thought was potentially going to happen. And I will watch Big Trick Energy after that appearance with those guys. Gumpy, your thoughts?
It was absolutely awesome. The bunny was actually panicking because some of the boxes were missing. So it's been pretty funny the last couple of days watching him panic.
Bunny, dude.
Some of the what do you mean boxes?
How long have you got?
I haven't known. I assumed that they had 100 different jerseys, coming through the office. So there was probably quite a few.
Did he potentially change?
See, my thought is he probably had about 10 different lists from 1 to 100. And the one with 47 has that guy.
I guess 47 strictly because Reed Williams was almost drafted to my West Virginia team that I did with the Pittsburgh Steelers for draft night. I probably shouldn't have said anything, but I don't know. It's going to happen. We're doing something sweet on draft night with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Good promo.
It's pretty cool, yeah. That's a teaser, all right? But our draft spectacular is still happening. We did a recorded thing that was a pretty cool concept, and I had to draft from my alma mater, West Virginia, and my roommate Reed, who played 0 downs in the NFL strictly because both of his shoulders got blown out, was going to be one of my draft picks. And I watched some old highlights of the kid flying around. He used to bring the absolute wood. For as smart as he was so stupid. I mean, he tried to blow out his shoulders, it looked like, on every single tackle. Now he runs a farm in Moorfield, West Virginia. Smartest guy of all time. But that's why I picked 47, because that was his number or whatever. And it was just, there's no way they think I'm going to pick 40-7. Magic, dude.
I knew.
Unbelievable.
They didn't explain how they did it.
Yeah, what's that all about?
Weird.
What's that all about, you think?
I don't know. What if they delivered you a little jar full of COVID?
Well, that might have happened. It might have just right on me, and I can't right now because I'm in COVID protocol.
Yeah.
It'd be a shame if you have to explain, or Cole has to explain that Friday night while there's an empty seat next to him.
So a bunny came out.
The bunny.
Big Trick Energy. Big Trick Energy.
Pick a number 1 to 100.
We'll give you COVID. It's not that magical, pal. A lot of people have been doing that. Please. I'm going to watch that show, though.
Yeah, I am too. I'm going to DVR it tomorrow night, 10:30 Eastern, right?
True TV, yeah. True TV. Oh, yeah. So I got to get out of here. We got to leave. That's a hell of a show. Big Trick Energy was our only guest today, and I'm proud of it.
Yes, it should be. It's awesome.
Cool dudes.
Yeah.
No corniness, they said.
No, they got a couple jabs at each other.
I don't know if they really like the guy on the left, but outside of that.
Yeah, what's that all about?
I don't know.
He did not say a word down there. Is he just the brains behind?
He has a heavy accent. They always throw subtitles. When I watch the pilot, they just throw subtitles on the bottom.
Oh, because he can't understand.
What kind of accent?
I don't know.
He looked like a loose cannon. I just thought he might just let stuff go.
You know, quiet mouth, loud thoughts.
Yeah.
That guy's thinking a lot. Think about Teller, how much he's got going on in there.
Man.
When people say they're not corny, you know they aren't either.
All right, Gump. All right, there's no reason. Gump, there
Well
was
said.
zero reason for you to do what you just did right there.
Come on.
Do you? I believe him after talking to him. I didn't think they were corny at all.
Awesome. Really enjoyed it.
boys.
Bonnie was awesome. They were awesome.
Everybody's awesome.
Show's
Great
awesome.
day.
That fucking bunny, dude.
That was all time.
Your reaction when you looked into his eyes.
He put his hands up. That's
Who
for
was
us.
it? Who
By
was
the way,
the
that's
bunny?
for us.
Yeah.
That's for us. Nobody would ever fully understand why that was so funny. Sorry. Who was it?
Yeah.
It was the bunny, dude. It might be. I might ask for that character. All right, let's get the hell out of here. AJ, you coming in for the last 2 hours tomorrow as well?
Yeah, you're going to be down in Tampa, right?
Yeah, we'll be down at the FanDuel Beach House. Cannot wait to get down there. We left something in the last car we rented that is pretty vital to getting into that house, and I'm not sure if the rental company kept it around or not. I just remembered it yesterday, so that's 6 days after it was, or 5 days after it was returned. So it could be a little bit of a interesting evening.
Is this a key to get into the house?
Yeah, it's a gate, basically, to open the gate to get to the thing. And we just left it in the Armada.
You can hop over.
And then stand and do a dance and open it from the other side.
Yeah.
Like it's a drive-through, but you don't have a car.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Smart.
Call up the boys. Call up the Big Trick Energy boys. They can get you.
Yeah, probably.
Magic.
Good point.
Where are they from, you think?
All over.
That's right. They said they are all over the place.
Plus, who knows?
The one guy with the beard, Chris, he's definitely Canadian. He definitely sounded Canadian.
Oh, it's Canadian?
There was a lot of a boot in there.
Hey, see? So listen to fucking Gump there. Bury his own country.
He's like the main act too, huh? Because when you Google Big Trick Energy, it says featuring Chris Ramsey.
Okay, he did lead off, by the way, the conversation.
He's a tattoo guy?
Yeah, it's up in the front. He has a cool tat on his hand there. Because, you know, when you interviewed In Sync back in the day, JT would answer.
Yep.
He's born in Germany, actually.
Chris was?
Yeah.
But the other dude needs subtitles?
Well, I think that's potentially why they make fun of him, huh?
Yeah. Could be.
I've figured out how to speak without him. Have you? 9. It's only German I know. Try to get it in there.
Oh, German-born. He's a German-born Canadian.
Whoa. I didn't know you guys had that going on. You guys got military bases over there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. So probably similar to what we got going on.
So where did they film everything? They did it all during COVID.
January 2020, they sold it, right? Is that what they said?
21st of January is when they started filming.
So I assume they knocked it out potentially before the Utah Jazz MC guy had to say, everybody evacuate, do not panic.
Stay calm.
Hang on, everybody get out of the building. You're going to die. Your refund will be escaping this death trap with your life. That happened. That did happen. That really did. That really did happen. All right.
Man, what a show.
Somebody's going to call. I thought it was me maybe telling us that we got kicked off of YouTube somehow because the show stinks so bad. That'd be tough. All right, I'm gonna tweet out that magic clip. Remember, 6 o'clock this afternoon, this early evening, tonight. What is 6 o'clock?
Evening.
Evening?
Yeah.
Early evening?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Really?
Okay, so 6 o'clock this evening, early evening, we will be premiering a vlog series that we will probably do weekly.
Let's go.
Probably.
Most likely.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
The plan is to do it.
Yes. There you go.
The plan is to do it, but we'll see if Foxy, Foxy's always been able to turn things around somehow. But if it gets to be too much on the plate, I will say, not doing it anymore. Need Foxy to have a clear mind here for the show. I will say that. What are you going to say, Gump?
Nothing. Mr. Friday Night.
It's a full vlog, dude.
Fucking
big night. When does night start?
Vlogs
If
are awesome.
6 is evening.
What's that?
What time does night start? 8?
I think for me, 7 was the time. I thought it was late afternoon, 6.
When the sun's out, when the sun's gone.
Well, no.
But in Indiana, Indiana, wait until
nine.
this summer here in Indiana, 10 p.m.
for
sometimes.
Me. Evening for me is 5 o'clock.
Yeah, so
depending upon your sleep schedule, is that what your drinking schedule? Because
No,
you are an early drinker, early sleeper, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm powered by the sun.
Some people powered by the moon.
Ask Jeeves says 8 p.m.
Wow. So what is 5 o'clock then?
Evening.
Evening, yeah.
I thought you said 8 p.m.
It's
That's
night. It's night.
Oh, so evening goes to night?
Evening would be 5 till 7, 5 till 8.
And then 7 to 8 is dusk.
And it says up to 4 a.m.
Jesus.
8 to 4 is night.
So then I was arrested at night then, not in the morning. I would like the headlines to be edited.
Yeah.
Retract this.
Or just redact the whole thing.
Dump it.
That's fucked up.
All right, let's get out of here. See you guys. Thank you so much, AJ, for your time. You're awesome. Big Trick Energy. I'm going to watch after that interview.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody else in here change their tune?
Hell yeah.
I'm all in.
I was always going to
I
watch
can't
it.
wait.
As soon as I saw the basketball trick earlier, I mean,
whoa,
whoa!
Spoiler alert!
Jesus, just
It's in the trailer. It's in the
That's-
trailer. It's in the
it's
trailer.
in the trailer.
Okay.
I already watched the trailer.
I'm going to watch the pilot on a plane.
Hell yeah.
I'm holding out hope that Joe Gallo might show up in the first
Got him.
episode,
Come
too.
on.
If you're on Twitter right now, or if you're on YouTube right now, you're the greatest. Let's do a giveaway to one of the members. You guess the exact temperature in the studio. We've done this once before in the comment section. Guess the exact temperature. If you're the first person to get the exact right temperature, you'll win a magic trick that we buy from the internet. Yeah.
64 degrees.
You got to be a member, okay? $1.99 a month. We appreciate everybody that's in there. And do we do enough for those people to warrant paying? Absolutely not. But we do appreciate the fact that you do it. Very open with it. We will do more and more giveaways. We gave away a Scotty Cameron, I believe.
Yep.
We'll give away now a magic trick. And if you, and then tomorrow we'll give away some shit. Friday we'll give away some more shit. And we'll just have a good time with everybody here. How you doing? Keep moving. Getting a text now from the person that probably set this entire thing up into the group. Thank the bunny for the bunny's performance.
Shout out.
Smart shot to
Yep.
Shout out, bunny.
Shout out, Bunny.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, that's the show. See you later, everybody. We'll see you, Mignana. Be a friend, tell a friend if you like the show. That'd be very nice of you. See you.